What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wolfpack Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Clemens. Here with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Michael Plant and Ike Bonnie. What's up, fellas?
Hey.
Ready to kick your ass in a real league this time.
Let's go. Since Michael Plant spoiled it a little bit, guys, we are doing a 12-team live draft with a bunch of the writing staff from Fantasy Six Pack.
Not just writing staff, fantasy football writers. Like, these guys know their stuff.
Yep. And it's full point PPR. Like I said, 12 teams, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 3 flex. That's right. No kickers, guys. No defense.
Nope. Flexes all day.
Yes.
It's not a super flex. Just not a super flex.
Yeah. Just wanted to keep it simple and kind of just keep it a little bit classic with the single quarterback.
Gotta keep it classy.
But yeah, before we get started and before I go over the draft order, I just want you guys to please go over to the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And feel free to chime in during the draft if you guys disagree with a pick or something. It's great to get commentary from you guys as well.
It is. Yeah, let us know your thoughts because, we're here for you guys. This is why we're doing it.
And then after you do that, guys, head on over to fantasysixpack.net/plans where you can get an all-access pass to the cheat sheet and projections, access to our award-winning rankings, access to the Fantasy Six Pack Discord, and direct access to the Fantasy Six Pack team. Guys, there's not a much better deal out there than that. It's a pretty fantastic deal.
Yeah, and take advantage of that offer while you're still one of the first 100.
Yes. And that's scrolling down on the bottom. If you use promo code F6P early for 25% off the first 100 people. And then last but not least, we're also brought to you by American Raz. It's a Facebook group, guys. The link is in the description and should be scrolling on the bottom of the screen as it is. It's a sports memorabilia group. It's got a ton of cool shit. There's a CeeDee Lamb Thanksgiving Day themed jersey in that room right now that you could win for $10. I'm actually trying to win it myself, so it's pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. And CeeDee Lamb's going to be one of those breakout candidates this year, so you better get it while it's low.
Yeah, 100%. But LaPlante, how about you run us through the draft order, if you don't mind, really quick?
All right, so the draft order we got here, somehow Ike had a horseshoe in his asshole and got the 101.
My little guy was running, bro, in the 100-yard dash.
Yeah, it was. That guy was fast.
I don't know. It took him pretty much a minute and a half to get it.
He got a second win. Then we have, bro.
Then we have Tyler Mulligan at the 102, who I'm really pleased, Tyler, if you're listening, snipe Dylan. And then we have Dylan at the 103, Dennis at the 104. We got Joe Bond at the 105. I'm sure he's loving that. Drew Barton at the 106, John Wynn at the 107. We got Connor at the 108, Dave Eddy at the 109. I'm at the 110, Richard Seville at the 111, and Ryan Kirksey following it up at the 112, who I'm very jealous of.
I like it, guys. Ike, what do you think about being the number one pick?
I love it.
Are you digging it?
I was super happy for it.
Easiest
because I get to
fantasy,
get
right?
I get to get Jonathan Taylor.
All right, we're gonna throw it in the stream right now.
I was gonna say, should I start it off then?
That's why I put it in the stream so we could start it off if you wanted to. But before we start it off,
my bad. Jumped the gun.
It's all right. You wanted Jonathan Taylor. I understand.
I get it.
I was just gonna say we can bring on our first guest.
I forgot to mention that, guys. We're gonna have guests on together all night. This is the first time we've ever had a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
Dylan likes to get into this real hot and heavy and early, so we like to skip past some of these details. But it's all right. It's all right.
My bad. My bad.
We're gonna bring our first guest in here. He wanted to come in early, so I'm sure he has some opinions he wants to share with us. But everybody, I would love to show some video right now, so we're just going to take the screen away to bring Connor in here. But how's it going, Connor?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. It's nice to have you on as technically our first official guest.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank
But
you.
You were
Go
picking at the 108, huh? What are you thinking draft strategy wise from the 108?
Well,
I should say,
there's
what
a
are you
few
hoping
players I'd
for?
like at the 108. Don't want to. I was gonna say, don't want to completely tip my hand here, but I am.
No, you don't have to.
I'm looking at a receiver, and then if I don't get that, I'm looking at a running back, and those two players may be on the same team. So you can figure that one out. But
Oh yeah.
And I just gave a little nudge to Tyler to let him know he was on the clock if you didn't already know.
Sure.
All right, but-
how are you feeling about the 110 pick?
I already said, I'm jealous of Ryan. I wish I was in the 112.
Yeah.
But I
sorry,
will take
kind
the
of cut it
110.
there.
Come again?
Sorry, I just said it cut out on my end here, but I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, no, but the 110, if I had to choose a spot, it's the 106 or the one end of the draft. I'm really trying to focus because at the end, at the turns, you really only right now, I got to deal with two people picking. I can play the game. I can watch them, see what they have. Maybe I can wait for a position to fall to me. So I really like the 110. I just would prefer the 112.
No doubt. Yeah, I agree with you.
I love it. Rumor has it Dave Eddy has a Vegas betting favorite.
That's awesome. Oh, the suspense is killing me right now on what Tyler's gonna do. Love
Oh,
playing.
I know.
You guys know who I want to pick super bad right
Flying my
now,
way, man.
but
Yeah, he's taking a while to decide here, I guess.
I
yeah.
think he's deciding between sniping you and going his original plan.
I mean, to be honest, it is kind of a tough pick right here because you could go McCaffrey, who I'm not sure about Connor, but I think we can all agree that if McCaffrey is healthy for 17 games this season, I have a hard time believing he's not going to be the number one player in fantasy football. You know what I mean?
It's hard not to.
It's
In his career, he's
Oh, yeah.
averaged 23.2 points a game. It's just asinine when he's on the field, what he averages.
100%. I would probably be taking him at the 101 if I was there.
Oh.
all right. That's
I
fair
don't-
enough for sure.
That's
I
reaching
don't
for the
blame
moon.
him because super weird. The number one running back, who's projected number one running back going to season, hasn't finished the number one running back in quite a few years, actually. Granted, it's been C-Mac and Todd Gurley, but still.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a little scary. I get it.
It is, but I mean, you're
Yeah, a lot
looking
of
at most
injuries
of these
there.
running backs. Exactly. Most of these running backs in this first round are probably not going to be playing 17 games.
Exactly, yeah.
True.
So to get, double digit 12, 14 games out of it, I'd take that as a win all day. Oh, I really hope Tyler doesn't get autoed because last time we had a computer pick, Dylan definitely got sniped.
Oh, no. It's going to be just like the mock draft all over again. I think he is
But-
going to get auto draft. It's not even a green thing on him. Green circle or whatever.
Yeah,
He
it's
gave
looking
us the heads
likely.
up before it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, Tyler.
Yeah.
I added them and everything.
Here.
Well, we gave him a fair warning.
Yeah.
Come on, please snipe Dylan.
Just auto pick McCaffrey already.
That is true. Joe is reminding us he was in a cottage. Spotty connection.
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I won't yell at him super bad. That's on Joe. That's on Joe if he wants to.
Come on,
Come
take it.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Oh, damn it.
Hey guys, I'm going Justin Jefferson here. I think he's the
Wow.
safest player. I think he's the safest player on the board. I try to be risk adverse with my first round pick. I think he's going to be the wide receiver one this year.
Agreed.
I don't hate it at all, no.
I expect the Vikings offense to be a lot better with Kevin O'Connell coming over and being the head coach from the Rams and stuff. So that's good. Cooper Kupp at the 104. So back-to-back receivers. Connor, let me ask you, Would this have been your top 3 or your top 4 if you were just drawing it up?
Sorry, it's cutting out right here. What was that?
Would this be your top 4 that you would think should have gone the top 4 in drafts?
I wouldn't have Jefferson in the top 4.
Okay.
I'd probably have Henry right in there, but it's pretty close. I would have Cup at 3, and then Henry at 4. But
Okay.
I do
Right
like
on.
Jefferson.
Yeah, I could see that too for sure.
Yeah, if you believe in him, might as well take him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing just with Jefferson going over Cup, I just have a really hard time believing that Cup's going to do that again. Obviously he'll still be great if he regresses, a little bit. I just think the upside there for Jefferson is there. I think a little bit more.
I get what
even
you're saying
for
too.
sure.
with
He's
the-
not gonna
with the
have the same
counter-argument.
season he did last season.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna have the same season he had last season for sure. But even if he regresses like a decent amount, he would still be the wide receiver 1, right? So
Yep.
I think it'll be closer though for sure. I think Jefferson and Cup are the top 2, definitely.
Yeah, this is mostly about projection and potential with Jefferson. I mean,
Right.
he's had 1,200 plus receiving yards in each of his first 2 seasons.
Last year,
there's
1,600, I think.
I know, but there's only room to
Yeah.
improve. That's the whole argument here. So it's betting against regression or potential. So it's what you believe in at that point. But then we got Joe coming in here at the 105, taking Austin Eckler. I kind of want to bring him in here real quick to see what his thoughts are on that. What's up, Joe?
What up?
Oh, we got a 5er on here.
Fiverr.
I won't lie. This is the first time I've tried out this layout. I think it works pretty good, Joe. What you think?
Doesn't look too
Solid.
bad.
Until the board gets a little full. Well,
Yeah.
Until the
work.
board gets a
And you
little
can
full.
always scroll too, so that's good. Yeah. So my Eckler pick was really just and that's I had to remind myself if it was full PPR or half. If it had been half, I might have leaned Henry. Full PPR though, man, like Eckler's gonna get like 90 targets as a freaking running back.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to pass on there. Like, look, I know he's not gonna score 20 touchdowns a game. We talked about that in odds on that. Like, it just not gonna happen. If it does, that just be
Even better.
crazy. But yeah, right. But again, the targets are there. It's gonna be great. I do like the Cook pick. I mean, like I think it's hard to pass on Henry there.
Yeah.
I love Cook. I know he's a pass catcher. He's gonna get the volume.
Oh,
I think with
Wow.
Cook though, right? It's like that offense is changing too. So like, I don't know if it's gonna be quite as run heavy.
Agreed.
exactly.
That's my only. That's why I not Cook back like another player. I still think he's like a top 5 running back when all is said and done. At least for draft period. But yeah, that's why I went Eckler.
Right.
If you're wondering.
Connor, did your guy fall right in your lap here in 108?
Well, I actually hadn't even considered that Henry was going to fall to me here. I was coming into this draft thinking I was taking either Chase or Mixon. But now that
Yeah,
Henry's
that's who
right
I was
I thought
thinking
it
he'd pick.
was.
Yep.
Yeah. So now that Henry's here, I'm going to have to take Derrick Henry.
That's a
choice.
slam dunk pick.
Yeah, that's great value there, man, at the 108, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure you're
Phenomenal
ecstatic.
value.
That's funny. So we got Dave here on the clock, and I did promise him I was going to bring him in. So we're going to do a little switcheroo here, and this is going to be happening throughout the night. We're going to get Dave and Joe just kind of interlooping. I'm sure we'll get him in here at the same time. But if any of you guys have watched their shows before, there's a lot of tension. So we're going to keep that a minimum. So we're going to bring Dave in here.
Look at you, producer Mike, pulling out all the shops. What's up, Dave?
Oh, what's up? I gotta bring this down a little bit, huh? There we go.
Yes,
The only
there it
tension is because Joe's mad because I got most handsome member of Fantasy Six Pack. And he's
Oh, okay.
he's still butthurt about it. Now, if we're being fair, I can't touch Mike's headband over there. I
love it.
I need it,
No doubt.
He doesn't. But anyways, I can't believe that Derrick Henry was still sitting there. I never in a million years thought that he was going to be there. So I kind of had my head wrapped around 3 guys. I was thinking either Jamar Chase, who I figured would go, self-awarded by Dave. Come on, Joe. So I thought Chase would be gone, so I wasn't really thinking him. So I was thinking probably Devontae Adams is where I would end up going, with maybe a side thought of Travis Kelce. But I'm going to go ahead and I was waiting until you brought me on there, LaPlante. So I will go ahead and take Devontae Adams because in this format, I just kind of feel like with all these, flex spots that, spoiler alert, I probably want to go kind of a little wide receiver heavy, specifically early on.
Yep.
And so now that Devontae's out of Green Bay, I can half like him now.
I can half like him.
You and me both.
True that.
I can't hate him. I love him. But yes, I get your point.
Yeah.
It is a spicy pick with it being full PPR because the volume is a little bit in question there. But when you trade for a guy like Devontae Adams, that's the thing. When you trade for a guy like Devontae Adams, you're trading for a guy to make him the offense. So it is my pick right now. And I won't lie, that is one of the guys I was considering here. And I'm going to make my pick real quick, but I wanted to ask Dave a question here because he's one of the guys we have in the back half of the draft that's going to be on talking with us. And I'm just kind of curious, with going Devontae at the 109, what's your strategy going into these drafts, in the back half? No, not getting, knowing you're not going to get one of those top, tier that you can trust without a doubt every week.
Well, so fun fact, and I know I told you guys this kind of like privately in our Slack, but I've done like 50 best balls, and I swear to baby Jesus, I've gotten pick 8, 9, 10, or 11 every single time. Like
just getting the practicing.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. When I'm not exaggerating. I mean, every single time. So this is actually the wheelhouse I'm used to drafting in. I don't know. I don't think I have like a concrete strategy. It kind of just gets played off the board. I kind of agree with what Dylan said. Like with my first round pick, I'm kind of risk adverse. I'm not looking to take.
Yeah.
I'm usually not taking a running back there because even though, they are kind of the top tier of running backs, if I'm not getting, a Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor or something like that, I'd rather just take the elite receiver, maybe even an elite tight end, and then worry about that running back a little bit later and kind of go, quantity over quality.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No, it does. Absolutely. And while you
yeah, tell us about your pick, LaPlante.
I was just going to say, while he was explaining his strategy, I went with Najee Harris. I just wanted to get the number one, my RB1 lockdown. And I got 2 really good guys drafting after me because they swept in and took the other RB talent.
Yeah,
with Joe Mixon and Joe Mixon with Richard's pick, and then we got DeAndre Swift with Ryan's pick, and then Smart getting his wide receiver 1 in this first pick of the second round with Stephon Diggs. So, man, I'm curious here because we asked Dave the same question. I just wanted to ask what Connor's opinion was if he ever has these late round draft picks. I mean, are you kind of just going with the same idea or mantra as Dave? Or do you have a little bit of like your own sort of twist on it?
Sorry, it's cutting out again. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say, did it cut out again? Yeah. When you're, I know you got this kind of 108 pick. It's not really too late in the draft, but with that back half sort of draft, are you following the same sort of strategy as Dave that he elaborated to, or do you have your own sort of like twist on things?
I kind of vary my strategy with that. I don't know. My whole draft strategy was kind of thrown off a little here. I was going to go very wide receiver heavy in the first 2 rounds, and then try to kind of get some running backs in the later rounds here.
Yeah.
But now that Derrick Henry has fallen to me,
Yep.
It kind of throws it off a bit, which is fine though, because I do have some other players I want at my next pick, right? But
Yeah, it's a happy challenge.
Definitely, I'm happy Derrick Henry's fallen to me, but it has changed things a bit. So it's interesting.
No doubt. Let me just recap the first round for the listeners, guys. We went Jonathan Taylor went the 101, McCaffrey went at the 102, Justin Jefferson the 103, Cooper Kupp the 104, Austin Eckler 105, Dalvin Cook 106, Jamar Chase 107, Derrick Henry fell all the way to 108, Devontae Adams 109, Najee Harris the 110, Joe Mixon the 111, and Swift the 112. And then, like Mike alluded, Ryan Kirky went Diggs after Swift, and CeeDee Lamb went with Mixon the next pick as well.
It's about what you expect for the first round.
Yeah, not too many surprises. I think we could all agree just the Derrick Henry falling all the way to 108 was kind of the biggest shock.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise of the first round. But LaPlante, what are you thinking here after going Najee in the first round?
It's an early tilt.
Jesus.
Love it.
Well, here's my thing.
Live
Through 12
tilting.
picks. Through 12 picks, usually you see Travis Kelce in the back half of the first round. And he's fallen here to the 203.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what's in turn for me. These guys are smart drafters, and there are not going to be any running backs I like on the back end coming back to me. And I have here sitting in my rankings the number 6 and 7 running back. Nope, 7 and 8 running back. I already got the 6 in Najee. And Barkley and Aaron Jones are sitting there staring me in the face over Travis Kelce. And I think I'm just going to go with the running back scarcity. And I'm going to go with the guy, if he can stay healthy, is going to win me this league, guys. And that's going to be Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, huh? All right.
Yes, sir.
So
I know it's early.
Mike
I know
is
it's
throwing
early.
away his second pick then?
Yeah, I like it, Dave.
Whoa.
That's what I like.
whoa.
I love
Is
it.
this like a bowling? Like this is like your handicap? Like you have to take Saquon
Yeah.
in the second round to get the chance?
I love it.
Shots fired. Fair enough. I'm going to take it.
You know, that could be why I'm the betting favorite.
It's possible.
No, I just look at it like Saquon as a rookie in a shitty offense.
3 injuries ago.
True.
So like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
He's fully healthy, guys. Fully healthy. He's in a new offensive scheme. He doesn't have Jason Garrett calling the plays, guys, or Joe Judge. Come on.
He's still got Daniel Jones under center.
That's true.
Yes, he does.
And
He had
still
Eli
has,
Manning
like,
at the back
quarter
end of
an
his
ACL.
career in his rookie year, and Eli Manning
King of the
was just
dump-off.
about as good as Ben Roethlisberger at the end of his career in the past
Worse.
couple of years. Even better. So Daniel Jones can't be worse than that.
You'd be surprised.
That's fair. I am projecting it. I won't lie.
Yeah.
But let's go with Connor. Connor, you're up on the clock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you were going to go wide receiver heavy. Are you still kind of sticking to that strategy in the second round?
Yes, I am. And this is actually who I wanted to get in the second. It is a bit of a reach for him out, but I don't believe he will be there on my next pick. So I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel here.
I like
That's
it.
why I made my pick.
That.
Come on. That's why I made mine. Barkley wasn't making it back to me, boys.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
true.
understand that completely.
And
Ah,
Chuck
okay.
goes right after Devo. Connor, are you out of here, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna head off the stream now. I'm gonna keep drafting here though.
All right,
Thanks
cool,
for
man.
having me on.
Yeah, if you want to plug anything before you hop off, go ahead. If you're writing anything or. All right, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So my first article will be coming out tomorrow.
Nice.
It's 5 dynasty players who I believe are undervalued. So you can check that out and follow me on Twitter at Chili NFL. That's CHILLY NFL. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Good talk about
Thanks for
you,
being
man.
our
Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our first official guest.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for.
Have a great night, man.
LaPlante, let me go back to you real quick.
Before you do that, hello, Joe.
Oh, come on.
Joe is back.
Listen, if we're being
Jesus,
honest,
Dave.
you know.
Come
so,
on,
so
dude.
I have two things real quick. Number one, Mike, are you impressed by my balls?
I'm more impressed with the volume of your
I'm gonna
balls.
kick my.
Is that what you're saying? I know how to get so rattled.
I love it.
Oh, okay, or not. Fair enough.
Play nice. Play nice.
LaPlante, let me go back to you though. With it being a 3 wide receiver league and you loading up on running backs with your first 2 picks, that's not worrying you a little bit who you're gonna get as your wide receiver 1 or your wide receiver depth just in general, with it being full PPR?
That's why I wanted the 112 pick where Ryan Kirksey was, because my last kind of like tier of those wide receiver ones I want with 100 plus receptions was Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to be the guy I wanted kind of really early. I really do think there is a running back scarcity in fantasy football. And I know I picked you're going to label him as an injury-prone running back. But if you listen to the podcast with Bob Harris and Joe and AJ that we had on Sunday, I can't remember the exact quote Bob had, but it is not injury. They are not injury-prone, but more prone to something or another. I can't remember. I wish Bob was here to save my ass. Bob, where are you?
He's just rambling on right now.
No, but Joe, do you remember this quote Bob said?
Say no.
Tell him how
you need to stop drinking so high IPAs on the show, and maybe it'll help him out.
Now you're throwing Joe under the bus when you can't remember the quote, man.
That's what it's here for. Joe's on the clock, and Drew just snagged Aaron Jones.
Ding. Oh, PPR changes this for me. I wanted, if it were half, I'm locked into like a Mike Evans, but not so much with full PPR. For me, I think my full PPR receiver might shock some people. I think I'm going Tyreek.
Oh. Yeah, Ike, it wasn't getting back to you. Sorry.
I know the
with full
quarterback's not
PPR.
the same, but
Yeah.
we're still gonna see a ton of targets, and he's a monster, dude. I mean,
Not afraid of the waddle.
Waddle baby,
he's
waddle
good.
baby.
Hills. I mean, Evans has how many other receivers to compete with him?
Mm-hmm.
That was going to
And
be
a
the one
hamstring.
guy.
And
Much better running
hamster.
back outside of even though Miami has 16 of them. I don't know. Like, it's whatever.
Sure. But Dave, we didn't talk about your last pick. Let's talk about Travis Kelce. And I know
I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
I know you said
and then he picked my player.
You've been drafting in the back half of drafts. Is Kelce someone you've been targeting in a lot of your best ball drafts? Is a tight end build kind of the way you like to go?
I have often been getting Kelce in the first round. I considered taking him here in the first round, but with how many wide receivers you can play, I kind of felt obligated to take a wide receiver. The exception to that rule would have been if a running back had fallen like Henry almost did. So my plan actually was, I thought in a perfect world, I figured I'd get either Jamar or I'd get Adams, and then I would come back with Andrews. I did not expect Kelce to be there, so that actually is an upgrade on what I was looking to do.
Pretty money pick. That's good.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I was happy to go ahead and take Andrews there, but when Kelce fell, what am I going to do?
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
And then speaking of Andrews,
Andrews,
goes to Dennis. Yep, he goes to Dennis right after.
I want like a $5 finder's fee for that Andrews pick now.
Dennis, he will be Venmoing you. Now we got Dylan on the clock here, and he got his way with the first round with Justin Jefferson. What are we thinking here with the second pick?
I don't love Kamara being the best running back available right there.
Man, I'm glad I have Barkley.
I wouldn't be. I would.
you still making yourself believe that, huh?
Yeah.
Still trying to talk himself into it.
Keith,
Yeah, he's okay. I swear to God, he's okay.
Keith, if you're listening, I'm with you.
He's going to regret that in about 4 weeks.
Oh, come on. You didn't see that video I showed of Saquon Barkley trucking his own teammate?
Who cares?
Mike, what are you thinking if I saw that video?
DeAndre Swift will never accomplish this.
So it's a pretty safe bet. I did not see that video. I'm not quite sure what to tell you.
That's fair. Maybe I'll share it again.
What
I
you
know
thinking
Keith's
here, Dylan?
I'm thinking Mike Evans, and that's something I never do.
Oh,
Yeah, that's weird.
the wide receiver 4 on the Bucks.
Wide receiver 4.
You don't say that.
No way.
You don't talk about Bruno like that.
She's gonna follow up a Cameron Brate in like the 12th.
Yeah,
You did it.
Yep, I went.
Oh, all right. Hey man, you never know.
Mike Evans, wide receiver, as my wide receiver too. I'm totally comfortable with that. The hamstring issue already in camp, it does worry me a little bit, but
Get it out of the way early.
yeah, for sure.
Get it out of the way early.
The volume
right.
should be there, and the touchdowns should be there since he's still going to be there.
Oh, there we go. We got a
Yeah,
pick. He
man.
auto drafted his first one, but we figured it out.
And hey, you
Christian
know what
McCaffrey
though?
of
I mean,
tomorrow.
Mike Evans is about as consistent as they come. If we're being fair, I mean, we can poke fun at him all we want to, but
Yep.
Oh no, he's so good.
at the end of every season, Mike Evans is he's always there.
Yeah,
100%.
Tom Brady, so far, he's had double-digit touchdowns.
1,000-yard season, 7 straight, right?
Yep. He's
Something
probably
like that.
going to make it 8.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ike.
Well, I thought Dylan was going to take him, but he ended up not taking him. So I'm going to end up taking Javonte Williams with my first one. I think he's going to have a good season this year, especially now that allegedly it's going to be 70-30. I don't think it's going to be that, but still,
You
I
know-
think he's going to be fine.
You're not worried about the news I shared in the Discord channel about there being a pitch count between the two?
No, I'm never worried about it.
All right.
And then I got to get my boy, T. Higgins. Got to draft him everywhere.
Like
I
it.
think he'll have a wide receiver 1 season.
You like
What
him
were you
over?
saying, Joe?
Go ahead, Joe.
I just said I like it.
Oh.
I didn't say anything else.
I mean,
Y'all
T.
go.
Higgins is obviously not coming back to him. So if T's his guy, then you go get.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love it. Everybody loves his T. Higgins pick, but no one loves my Saquon Barkley. That's fine.
Maybe that should tell you something, Mike.
I'll be laughing when I collect all your money at the end of the year.
Blah, blah, blah.
Little surprised, like with T. Higgins ahead of AJ Brown, who's getting 11 billion targets in.
I don't believe that shit. No,
right now.
he can get all the targets he wants. How many of them are going to be on target?
Yeah,
11
no,
billion.
How many of them are coming from Jalen Hurts? That's the problem.
all of them. Yeah,
But I like Jalen Hurts, but I'm not liking him for his.
AJ Brown scares me.
yeah. This isn't a very pro AJ Brown podcast between the three of us.
I don't hate him, but I don't love him. He's all based on efficiency. And if you're
Yards after
basing
catch, too.
Yes, and if you're basing it on efficiency, you're playing with one of the quarterbacks that did not have one of the best completion ratings last year.
Bingo.
So the efficiency is probably not going to be as efficient.
No, you don't
But-
say.
Yes, I know. I'm a wordsmith.
A wordsman.
A wordsman.
Wonder where Tyler's gonna go here. I'm assuming probably.
I'm
receiver.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I do
not
know that
auto.
I'm buying Mike for Christmas now. I'm either, I'm gonna buy him. I'm gonna splurge. I was thinking about getting him a thesaurus, but I'm actually gonna get him a thesaurus and dictionary combo.
Yes.
And then pre-show he can like look up words and be like, oh, what's a synonym for?
Word of the day.
Yeah.
Let's keep it simple. I could use a ring light. I appreciate it.
$30.
Do they still even make thesauruses anymore, or are they just?
Are
all
you serious?
printed
Did you
online?
really just ask that?
I mean,
They have to make them.
go get your thesaurus in your house.
I don't have one.
Exactly. Why are they
But they
making?
make them because what if the internet goes down? You need
It's called supply and
something.
demand.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I mean, to be fair, if the internet goes down, your app should probably still work, right?
That's true. If you got good enough phone service, which if you have T-Mobile, you probably don't have good enough phone service.
So I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it.
There you go, Mike. I'm glad.
A little
somebody's
validation.
on your side.
A little bit of.
Is that your cousin, Mike, or?
Yeah, actually,
Actually, Dylan's
my cousin. That's funny.
But he's a weekly listener with us though, so that's awesome.
But since
I mean,
we're waiting
get
on-
autoed again.
I was just gonna say, guys. I mean, if since we're waiting here for this pick again, I really wanted to know, of all things in this draft, obviously I'm doing it. Are you guys still attacking RBs early with these injury concerns that we were talking about?
Who is that directed?
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Am I attacking running backs early? I mean, I've got such a gap in between my picks that I kind of just have to wait to see what the board looks like when I get up to pick. Mm-hmm. And then I'm kind of basing my first pick off of what I think will be there for my second pick. So if anything, I would say no, I'm not really attacking running backs. But, I can't take too many receivers before I start to have my hand forced. So now that I've got, a wide receiver and a tight end, and I'm obviously not looking tight end, but I'm not necessarily forcing a running back unless it just is the pick that makes the most sense.
I don't know, Dave. How big are those balls behind you? I think you should target tight end.
Just kidding. If Andrews would have fell.
I'm just kidding. But we did get our pick here. Tyler managed to sneak in AJ Brown. I know Dylan's over there just grimacing.
It's all right. I would have taken Keenan Allen over him. Deontay Johnson, Michael Pittman.
That's
Jr.
why I knew it.
But...
Yeah, I got a few people over AJ.
Joe, that link for that ring light was supposed to be yesterday.
To be fair, Mike, I don't know how much it would have helped you, buddy.
It wouldn't have made me any prettier, but at least I would have been brighter.
Fair enough.
I'm looking at running backs here, guys, and it's not great. I don't love any of these guys as my RB1, so
you might have to go.
No, I don't have to do anything. I'm thinking about just sending it and kind of just worried about it later. And
if anybody's listening, if Dylan doesn't go running back right here, he's targeting AJ Dillon later.
Come on, man. Just gonna throw me right under the bus.
You'll be lucky. Right.
So kind of like what Dave alluded earlier with Mike Evans being safe, I feel like Justin Jefferson's really safe. So I'm going to swing upside here, and I'm going to go Kyle Pitts, actually.
There you go. I like it.
The target should be there. I know they're probably not going to be great targets with Mariota, but
he can provide a tight end one. He's done multiple times. Delaney.
What were you saying, Joe?
I know sometimes Sleeper has like the little sound effects when you reach for a guy or whatever, and it's like the wow, like it should have been going through my speakers when that happened. Right. No, I mean that's where he's going. I don't really. I feel like after the first two, I'm out on tight end until
I agree.
Until like tight end maybe.
Dylan, what happened? You were supposed to get your boy Cole.
Nah, worry about that later. And that, right as Joe said, he was just kind of out after the first two tight ends. David Liska commented on Facebook, Pitts way too early. I disagree, my man. I disagree.
Yes, somebody else get some hate.
He must not have seen the Saquon pick. He must have missed that.
Spoke too soon. You know what? I can't wait, Dave, for your next pick. I'm gonna find something about it. Just wait.
You won't.
You're just lucky your first round pick was Devontae Adams.
If I was you, I would probably go get a napkin because you're probably gonna need to clean up the drool after I make that pick.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
I'm glad he kept it right.
Because Dave would.
This is why you don't get any votes. That kind of mouth.
It's not my show. I don't care.
Fair enough.
And we're explicit. I put it underneath an anchor. We're explicit. Kids can't listen to this.
But why don't we?
All right, Dennis, let's do this, bro. Let's go.
While we're waiting,
I got my guy queued up.
While we're waiting,
I think he's deciding because he's seen my on the clock. Go on, Dylan. Sorry.
I'm just gonna run through the second round real quick.
Oh, there we go. That's why. Thanks, Dylan, for sniping me.
Got him. But
Where's
at
the emojis when you need them?
the 201, Stephon Diggs went 202, CeeDee Lamb, 203, Saquon Barkley, 204, Travis Kelce, 205, Deebo Samuel, 206, Nick Chubb, 207, Aaron Jones, 208, Tyreek Hill. Then Mark Andrews went to Dennis at the 209, Mike Evans at the 210 to myself, Kamara at the 211, and Ike with Javonte Williams. Then to flip it around went T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts, and now Dennis is on the clock.
He is tilting, I only can assume. I would think he's probably going running back right here, but there's not many great options, guys. We got Leonard Fournette. I mean, Zeke's
just
still
gonna
there.
say
Oh,
There's Leonard Fournette.
Dude caught a ton
You
of passes
consider-
last year. Like, are you serious?
I don't consider him safe, but I consider it a one and done year that he had last year.
Interesting.
That's what I was waiting for.
I like it, Joe.
Yeah, nice.
PPR is the only format I want Keenan Allen in because
Sure, yep.
he's such a safe floor, but in half PPR he doesn't have that. He still doesn't have that ceiling even to PPR, but in half PPR, like he's like a 15-point dude every week, which is fine.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But like
yep.
in PPR, at least he's like a 20-point guy every week. Like, it's like okay. So I'm more than happy to have him in a full PPR and just reap the benefits of the safety there. So gotta hope he scores more than 6 touchdowns for like the only time in his career.
I mean, you sound like Ike on our normal podcast with DJ Moore.
I mean,
He's gonna have a good year.
honestly,
man.
it was between Keenan Allen and Moore for me.
Oh,
Stop hating on DJ Moore.
I mean, I don't hate on his really high floor, but that's it. That's all he's got. No ceiling. Sorry.
Joe, let me ask you this.
Everybody has a ceiling.
When I was up, I was kind of crapping on the running backs that were left, and you just mentioned that you like Leonard Fournette. With me picking Mike Evans the pick before, would you have bet? Would you have taken
I know I hate
Leonard
you,
Fournette since they're on the same team, or does that not bother you at all?
For Dylan.
So sorry for your team.
Since I took Mike Evans, would you have been okay taking Leonard Fournette with them both being on the same team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the guys at the top of the draft are gonna still perform regardless, right? Like, I don't know, like that doesn't really bother me. Like,
Especially in that offense.
like, I mean, they were both wide receiver 1 and running back 1 last year. So like, what's the problem here?
Sure. Yeah, I hear you.
That's the thing. No. So, good offense is a good offense. Guys are going to get theirs.
Yeah.
And they both performed at the same time multiple weeks last year, if not most weeks. So, yeah, I would have no issues with it. If you didn't like it, maybe, and I don't want to give anything away here. None of these guys are coming back to me, but like, maybe you take a chance on like a Cam Akers, who some people hate, some people don't. That kind of thing if you wanted to go running back, but I'm fine with.
Dylan, I'm surprised he didn't go Javonte in second round.
Yeah, man, I like the.
You saw Mike Evans and you're like, boom,
right there. And with it starting 3 receivers,
and that's one of the things, Dylan and Mike LaPlante. I know, like and Dave, you were there, doing all those. We did all those team previews, right? And what did I say multiple times in those team previews? The running backs are flying off the board early.
Yep.
Now, in a PPR sort of changes, we focus on half PPR in those team previews.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to go get at least one running back. Otherwise, you're basically going 0 RB. You at least got to, in my opinion, you got to at least get one of the first 2 rounds that you can trust, and then maybe fill in the gaps later. But I am generally more running back focused, but this draft is kind of 50-50 really right now. It's pretty shocking. I don't feel like most home drafts will be like this. They sort of lean more running back heavy, in my opinion. So, for listeners, I still think you've got to go get your running backs, because here's the thing. Running backs, the top end guys, look, there's always going to be guys later on that just like come out of nowhere. But most of the time, the guys that you can really rely on dries up really quickly. There's a lot of receivers, in like the round 5, 6, even 7 that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say there's probably 34 receivers that can all be wide receiver 2s, which sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But if you really think about it, like they can all be that good at some point. You know, but are you going to say the same thing about the running backs? I really don't think we will.
No.
You know, there's probably what?
It's much deeper in receiver in those middle rounds than it is running back.
I mean, like you're taking your chances on Damian Harris's and Kareem Hunt's, and they're fine. They're great players, but I don't know. They all have lots of question marks. Where like I'm looking at the middle round draft picks here for receivers, and I'm looking at guys like Allen Robinson and Marquise Brown and Mike Williams and Brandon Cooks, and I'd much rather take those guys later than those middling running backs.
Sure.
Yep, no, that's fair. So after Joe's pick with Keenan Allen, we had Drew come in with Michael Pittman, which I love that pick. We had John come in with Cam Akers for his RB2. Connor went with Travis Etienne at his RB2. And then Dave coming in hot with the first QB off the board. Explain yourself.
I'll be honest with you. I was gonna take ATN. I thought that was gonna be a sneaky little get him while I could. And then that son of a bitch Connor.
Yes, good job, Connor.
And so then I was already kind of debating my second pick. I thought if Josh Allen was still there, I might go with him. I thought I might just go Mahomes to pair him up with Kelsey. And once ATN was gone, I was like, man, I guess no longer will I wait. Because I really like the idea of pairing up Mahomes with Allen. If I didn't have, or you know what I'm saying. Don't worry about the words coming out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. You sure?
Should I get you the dictionary?
I guess something. But if I didn't have Kelsey, I would have taken Allen. But I just figured the correlation there just made more sense.
Understandable.
I like the stack. That's honestly something that I try to. I don't try, but if I see the stack there,
Fits there.
I don't mind attacking it.
It's the only thing that makes this pick make sense.
Like I said, I was going ATN, and then he just wasn't there. So,
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize I was on the clock, and I'm like, "Who the hell are we waiting for?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're waiting for me."
Hey.
That's funny.
With you, man.
That's true.
All right, so we're gonna do a little flip flop here, and we're gonna bring in our third guest for the night, or no, fourth guest technically, but we're gonna.
I'm kidding. Kick us both.
I was just gonna say
we
could do a little flip flops. I was gonna take Dave out until your pick. And then I was going to put Dave in so he can explain his picks, and then vice versa. Just keep flipping it out if you guys want to do that.
You do you.
But, yep, we will do me. But, Dave, you will be on the side. Everybody, welcome to the stream. Drew, we're going to remove this.
What's up, Drew?
How you doing, gentlemen? It's a pleasure to meet you guys finally.
Pleasure to meet you too, man.
It's always nice meeting a face we talk
all
with.
This wide receiver, every wide receiver I targeted, every single one. I thought Jefferson was falling to me. Nope. Thought Land Debo, I'm a Bay Area guy. Nope. T. Higgins is my guy also.
You're
nope.
6. Yeah,
Nice.
Jefferson wasn't getting to you at 6.
I was praying. I was hoping.
No way.
Joe's like, he would have been mine.
No, well,
I didn't think number 2.
Actually, I kind of
number
did
2.
think it was going to be like running back heavy in the beginning, and I might get a Jefferson or a Cup.
I knew
but
Dylan was going Jefferson.
I was like, whatever. I mean, I'm fine with that, Claire.
But, yeah, no, with your first couple picks, Drew, Dalvin Cook fell to you at the 106. I got him ranked as the RB3, but Joe thinks Eckler's the RB3 this year. I'm sure that was a good get for you. Oh, shut it, Ike.
I've got Cook at 4 for myself. I personally got him at 4. And the PPRs what kind of swung him over Henry for me. Just there's a little bit more pass catching upside. But that was a tough one because Derrick Henry is the workhorse, and now that Brown's gone, I'm thinking that Derrick Henry's going to be back. He is the focal point of that offense. But I figured Cook's going to miss his annual 2-3 games, but I can live with that. And, if he can get in the passing game a little bit and get those touchdowns back up, maybe not to where they were in, 2020, I can live with them at the 6.
Yeah. for sure. And I can totally see those touchdowns coming back. LaPlatte, I just want to give you a warning. You got about 40 seconds left to make your pick here. Did you pull a Dave and forget that you were on the clock or what?
I did a little bit here, but at the same time, I don't want to pick. I'm going to. All right.
He doesn't want to pick. Just don't pick. Let it auto. That doesn't make sense.
I don't think this guy is going to. Oh, no.
You're already hating the pick before you make it.
It's got 20 seconds, man.
I love it.
Gotta do it.
Yep, fuck it. We're doing it. We're getting it with the value. QB2, guys.
There you go.
Josh
Allen. I like it.
QB2.
I was gonna say, you're going to get autoed him anyway. So
Fair enough.
He was top of the board, so there you go. I'll remove that for you.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering how they got there.
I put it there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I
was gonna say,
I normally don't
just tell me to stop.
I normally don't go QB this early. But when you got Patrick Mahomes going in front of him, and it's late third round, because typically you see these guys
worried him a little bit.
Early third, mid second.
Well, you probably snagged Ryan.
I hope so. But I like the value. It's just my normal strategy. I don't usually go with, but I do love the value.
I almost took Allen with my second pick in the third round. Or my
over your boy T. Higgins?
Yeah, but I was like, I need to take T.
Damn, y'all going crazy with the tight ends.
Yeah, George Kittle at the end of the third round.
I thought he would be like fourth or fifth round or something.
Yeah, that seems early.
Yeah, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, well,
I thought Pitts was early.
Well, come on, man.
I'm not gonna knock Richard. Richard has he has won the original Fantasy Six-Pack League way too many times for me to.
That's pretty sweet.
I have no idea what's going on with Richard. Every time he drafts, I'm like, I don't know what Richard was thinking, and then he wins the league, and I'm like, I don't know anymore. Maybe I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know.
That's fair. But what were your thoughts,
He's
Drew?
got his thing.
Yeah, Kittle, that just seems early for me. I had my eyes on Pitts after T went. I thought I'll take the upside. I've got two backs that I trust, and the receivers were kind of in a dead zone for me. I'm high on Michael Pittman. That's why I went with them. But Kittle just seems kind of early. I mean, there's weapons in that offense, and I just I haven't seen the Lance Kittle connection in action. And
it's been Ayuk.
Yeah, exactly. And Kittle's gonna, at least being from the Bay, I'm pretty used to missing out on Kittle for 4 games a year, maybe more minimum. So I just feel like taking him in the third round when I'm looking at some of the wide receivers that are still here. I mean, if you want to go with Herbert, he's there. It just seems kind of early for me.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. I get that too. Like you said, like you kind of alluded to it. The quarterback play is kind of what scares me a little bit, along with the injury proneness of George Kittle. Just because he runs so hard, he's a great blocker. He's just too good. It's just going to happen at that position.
He's a football player.
Exactly. No doubt. He's too good of a football player, and he loves contact, and he searches out for it. But I get it. It is a little early in the grand scheme of drafting a tight end, but I can also see the argument for it, though, because like Joe said, what is kind of going on here?
I don't know why I'm saying no. I heard that. You wouldn't even come close to me, but still.
I actually debated between DJ Moore and Josh Allen when I was on the clock.
Yeah.
But I'm like, give me the QB1 compared to the wide receiver 17.
Oh, okay.
17.
I mean, that's what
more Baker. Like top 14, but
I mean, you thought that last year. How'd that turn out?
He was 3 off. What was he?
14 plus 3 is 17. Thank you.
But he's gonna get. He has a better quarterback now.
Maybe.
I was just gonna say. Are you making that argument?
I would say Baker's better than Sam Darnold. Yes.
I mean, he was drafted higher. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Don't say that. Please do not say Sam Darnold is better than Baker, or they're even close. Please do not.
Baker Mayfield won a playoff game and stuff. I'm going Baker over Darnold for sure.
Yeah, the hate's a little too much.
But
I'm not hating Baker, but I'm just saying there's not much of a discrepancy between the two guys. They both led the league in interceptions since they've been drafted.
it
Has
does
Sam
scare
Darnold
me.
ever thrown 28 touchdowns before in a season? Probably not.
That's fair. I'll give you that. That's fair. I will give you that.
It does make
But
me
if you're going to
nervous.
give me,
Go
if
ahead.
you're going to give me crap for Barkley in his rookie year, I'm going to give you crap for banking on Baker's rookie year.
His rookie year is fine.
Wonder what Richard's thinking here. He started with Joe Mixon, CeeDee Lamb, and then George Kittle. And then Kirksey right before him went DeAndre Swift, Stephon Diggs, James Conner, and then DJ Moore.
Like I said, I'll never predict what Richard's doing. Like I just can't. Like I hate drafting near him in drafts because it's always like the complete opposite of what I think he's gonna do, and then I get screwed. Yeah.
David Montgomery is the pick.
It's a very safe pick. Very safe.
It's
LaPlante, you're
definitely
back on
not
the clock.
where I would have gone. I get the reasoning for it. The volume's gonna be there.
I would have went
the
Zeke.
offense will be better.
I would have went Zeke.
It's still gonna be pretty bad. Though,
I
is the
know,
problem.
and I
And you
kind
hear
of
lots of good things about Herbert out of camp too. So like you wonder how much more he's gonna be involved.
This is the only time I will admit I kind of regret getting Saquon a little bit, because if I could have got, like a Debo Samuel or a Tyreek Hill with that pick at Saquon, I'd be loving Zeke.
He's
as my
regretting it
RB2.
now. He's regretting
Just
it.
as my RB2. Just as my RB2. But at the same time, I'm going to love it, and I'm going to stick to my draft strategy, and I'm going to get my wide receiver 1 for the year, and I think he has a higher ceiling than both of, three of the players I have on the board ahead of him, and that's Cortland Sutton. So
That's
if I can
fair.
find him.
Sutton,
I'm going to, yes, I want
crazy
Sutton.
high in my opinion, but
I do.
Yeah,
I
that
do.
surprises the shit out of me, LaPlante. You're taking him over Terry McLaurin. You're taking him over Deontay Johnson. Who saw
We
like
saw Cortland
180
Sutton.
shut your
targets.
mouth, Dylan.
I would take him
I
over
draft
Waddle.
like
That's for
3
sure.
picks from now. Shut up.
We saw Cortland Sutton perform with the likes of Joe Flacco. If he can perform
He
with
was
Joe
never a
Flacco,
top 10 receiver,
And he can't.
He never had
separate.
Russell
And he
Wilson.
can't separate, man.
and he also never had.
You don't
other
need to separate
good
to be a good
receivers on his
receiver.
team that... Anyway,
You
I
want to throw?
get your
You want to
argument.
break? You want to break Dave back in? You can throw me out if you want.
You can throw me out.
nah, man.
no, if anything,
Pick
I'm just
me
going to
out for a
flip.
minute.
Yep,
Bring
I'm
Dave
flipping
on.
Joe.
Or bring Dave on. Who cares, man?
Get a sixer
More
on
the
here.
merrier,
Let's get a
yeah.
sixer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, or you can put up a 6-pack, man.
Yeah, let's get a
That'll
six.
teach
We
him
have a
how to
six pack.
be a mouth.
There we
There we
go.
go. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I wanted to cut
Oh,
you
they're
off.
next to each other. Ah, man, give me next. Away from
Hold
this
on. How do I do this? Oh man, guys. Just by default, I
Did the plant snipe you with the Sutton pick or what?
know.
I hope so.
maybe 2 rounds from now.
Shut it, Joe. There's no way he was making it back to me.
LaPlante, I'm going to be honest with you. The way you love Mike Williams, I was surprised you took Sutton over Mike Williams.
Yeah, that is odd.
That was the one person I was debating between Mike Williams and Cortland Sutton.
I got Mike Williams.
What? Say that again?
I have Mike Williams much higher than Sutton, but still.
Wow, that's
PPR,
that's
maybe
something
not,
you don't
but-
hear from Joe very often.
I don't like him, but
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want either one of them, honestly.
All right. This pick is in honor of my good friend Joseph Raymond Bond.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now Carson Wentz can be my backup quarterback, Joe.
The double stack.
I love it.
Think you can have him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get him just about any time I want.
Yeah. You're not fighting me for him. I do not root for that team at all.
And that was the guy I was debating between.
Damn it.
Hall
Brees
or
Hall.
McLaurin.
That's who I wanted.
Yep, that was where I was going. I
Too
was
bad,
just- I
so
didn't
sad,
wanna-
Joe.
I just didn't want to
Justin
force a
Herbert,
running back.
nice. Fuck.
Shut it, Mike. I don't care which one of you I'm talking to.
You have said fuck or no on 2 players that weren't making it to you. What are your expectations for this?
We
pick
can
coming
hope.
up?
We can hope. Well, what I wanted was to get a nice stack there with Mike Williams and Justin Herbert, but that wasn't happening.
All right. We got Drew. We got Drew on the clock here, and his last pick was Michael Pittman at his wide receiver 1. What you thinking, Drew?
I'm thinking I'm going to go with another wideout. I will say
Copycat.
Zeke at 30 sounds kind of interesting. I just go all in with the running backs. I mean, he did, as bad as he was at times, those first 4 games were pretty enticing last year. And he's healthy. But I'm going to go with, I really hope Herbert does have a good year.
Joe's
Mike Williams.
Nice.
That's a good pick.
Not my dude, but thank you.
That was a good pick. Joe's probably going Zeke right here to get his RB2.
Do you not know me at all?
No, because you have Mike Williams ranked high. I mean, that's nothing that I know about you.
No. Not high. Higher than Courtland Sutton.
Fair.
So, yeah. Although in PPR, like I said, I could argue Sutton. I'm looking at my half PPR rankings when I'm doing this, which is not the smartest move in the world. But no, I probably should go Zeke. I'm just not going to.
That's fair.
Smart man.
I just don't want it. So I'm instead.
Come on. Don't give Zeke to fucking Dylan as his RB1, guys. Come on.
Keep
So
coming.
weird.
Keep coming.
Deontay Johnson's my dude. I don't care.
That's a
about
good
all
wide
the
receiver
quarterback-
3.
Yeah, I
Right.
like that. Yeah, I like that too.
I feel like I have 3 top 15 receivers that could all finish top 10 if it falls right. That's pretty phenomenal. And at this point, the running backs left. I mean, yes, Zeke is there. Could he finish top 10? Who knows? I'm not loving it. But there's a whole bunch of other running backs, right? That will come back to me. They're all kind of the same in my book. So
Right, exactly.
he actually Johnson and maybe 1 or 2 other receivers were kind of the next split for me. So that's why I wanted Johnson.
Wait a minute. What'd you say? That's why you wanted what?
Shut up. As soon as I said it, I was like, nobody comment. I hate you, Dave. We're gonna be yelling at each other in the expo this week. By the way. You know it. We're gonna be 3 beers deep. We're gonna fight.
I don't know why we gotta wait for 3 beers. I mean, I'll give you my hotel room.
You're inviting me to your hotel room now, Dave? Jeez, man, that's a little
Listen,
fast.
You're gonna be talking about Johnson's, man.
I was just going to say.
I feel like the sky's the limit here. Strike while the iron's hot.
Are you
Dennis
sure you guys
coming
wanted
in.
to invite us here?
I'm sure.
Because this is going off the rails.
Dennis coming in with the
surprise.
All right, so
Yeah,
tell me, Dylan, I want to know what you like about Zeke. Why? I mean, granted, you're RB1 as in round 4. You kind of had to do it, but it feels like you like Zeke more than some of the others here. Why?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a little higher on Zeke than most. Kind of like what Drew said. The value here is just really good in the 4th round as well. But I'm not buying into the Tony Pollard stuff as much. Before Zeke got injured with the PCL, man, he was really killing it.
Yeah.
And Zeke, he plays through injuries. He doesn't miss games. Jerry Jones obviously loves him. He's giving him the old the workload, coach speak, general manager speak, owner speak, whatever you want to say it. But I'm like you said, I'm higher on Zeke than most, man. So. But I'm completely happy with him as it's RB1.
Yeah,
waiting until the 4th
value.
round.
If Drew would have took him at the spot where he was at, I mean, I was even debating him at the spot I was at with Courtland Sutton. So getting him in the late 4th round at the 410.
And we kind of talked about it on the podcast. And this, I don't know, maybe with how thin the wide receiver core is for the Cowboys, especially with the injuries that happened, maybe Tony Pollard lines up as a receiver more often.
I know.
this season.
Again, huh?
I don't hate Waller there.
Now it makes a little bit more sense why Richard went Kittle in the 3rd round. If we're gonna be this high on tight ends,
I think we're gonna run with tight ends for a little while. It feels like.
Yep.
I would think so, but I could be wrong. I wouldn't have expected 4 quarterbacks going in the first 4 rounds either, by the way. But I've been surprised before.
Good pick.
I don't like that pick, but
After I tell you good pick, nice.
I just like him more than Metcalf and Judy and Cooper, that's for sure. So I have to go with that. And then
60 targets last year, right?
yeah, I'm assuming that'll go down.
Won't see that many this season,
right? But still,
it's 140.
Fine for a wide receiver too.
He was really, really good, and like I still think Tua is a very good quarterback. He's just been in a really bad situation,
right?
And obviously he came off that horrendous injury, right out of college, and so like it's just built him. It's just taken him a little bit longer than I would have expected for him to like perform, like with. Before that injury, guys, remember he was the QB1 coming out of college.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
And then Burrow did his thing.
Yep.
Burrow did his thing and leaped him, and then the injury also didn't help. So like, the talent is there for Tua. It's just he's got to get, I think, A, out of his own head, and B, he's got to have a good coaching staff. And I think he's starting to get there. It feels like. Where's your next pick, man?
You already mentioned him. I'm going to go with the stack, Joe Burrow, so I can have him and T. Higgins.
Solid.
I like it.
DK.
That's who I was thinking between two. I could have had DK as my 3rd wide receiver.
You're not afraid of DK this year? Just this year? Obviously, he's going to be good for the future, but with Drew Lock and Geno Smith throwing in the ball?
I would like it more if it's Geno, to be honest. Because when Geno played, him and DK just had a connection, and he actually played pretty well with him. If it's Drew Lock, I'm not sure.
Dylan.
I probably took him ahead of some guys you had ranked ahead of him, huh?
100% no. I hate you right now.
Oh, good deal. That's what I'm talking about.
I like it. I like where that.
I literally had him queued, and I was like, "There's no way." I'm like, I feel like I've got him ranked higher than everybody else.
That's my guy, Joe.
Wrong. Oh,
I was going to try to lock in down that Green Bay backfield.
Oh my gosh!
Damn.
I'm like tilting right now. I don't know what to do.
I love live tilts.
I mean, Antonio Gibson, man, from your Washington Commanders football team is sitting right there.
They're no longer my Washington anything. Snyder can kiss my ass. That dude will never get a penny off of me ever again. I don't buy tickets. I don't buy memorabilia. I don't buy anything from them.
You mean you didn't tell me? You're telling me you didn't go out and get a Carson Wentz jersey?
Negative.
Or Brian Robinson.
We good.
Dylan,
where the hell to go?
I know. I was just gonna say, Dylan, explain yourself. Getting AJ Dillon here. I know
he got
you
his
love
guys.
him, but explain to the public and the people why you like AJ Dillon.
Great pick.
I think Green Bay is transforming into a run-first offense. Devontae Adams was their biggest red zone threat last year. He's gone. I just feel like A.J. Dillon's going to get a lot of the touches near the goal line, and I see 10 touchdown upside.
Agreed.
Like if Aaron Jones happens to go down, hope it doesn't happen because I got Aaron Jones in a few other places. A.J. Dillon vaults probably into, a top 8 running back?
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 running back?
Sure.
Yeah, I just see a ton of upside with that pick. I was torn between him and Dobbins. And LaPlante, I think you could probably attest that you probably would have taken Dobbins over him, I'd assume.
I'm a little bit more bullish on him with the injury just because I've been hearing good things about J.K. Dobbins compared to Gus Edwards. And I think J.K. Dobbins can be the full workload without an injury. But again, Gus Edwards, bad news with the injury. He might come into the season with the full workload. So I am a little bit more bullish on J.K. Dobbins. But the injury is something to be worrisome of.
He doesn't get receptions either, so that's something to think about for JK.
Neither does Derrick Henry, but he went in the first round.
Don't even compare the two.
Neither does Dylan.
I'm just saying, you don't need to
Dylan
catch
got like
passes
40
to be
targets
relevant.
last year, I thought.
Yeah, but they weren't
Like
the red
40.
zone targets. Aaron Jones got all the red zone targets. That's what you want.
That's fine.
AJ
You're still
Dillon's
getting catches,
the red
though.
zone rushes. AJ Dillon's getting the red zone rushes, though. All right, who was on the clock
37
here?
targets
Oh,
last
Dennis.
year. That's
Dennis,
not bad.
LaPlante, why don't you run through the fourth round?
All right. So we had, I don't even know if we gave Ryan any mention with his end of his third round pick, but he went James Conner with a 312, then followed up with DJ Moore. That's when Ike went, no. And David Montgomery went after him. I'll admit, I probably reached on Cortland Sutton, but that's my guy. And then Terry McLaurin, Breece Hall with Connor. Yeah, Dave was the one who got Terry McLaurin. We don't need to mention Dave. John with Justin Herford. I'm taking offense to Dave in my Barkley pick. And then we got Drew, who took Mike Williams. Very good pick. Joe followed it up with Deontay Johnson. Then Dennis went with Lamar Jackson. Ike stole Zeke in the fourth. Tyler Mulligan went with our fifth tight end off the board with Darren Waller. Then Ike followed it up to end the fourth round with Jalen Waddle as his wide receiver 2. And then snagged Joe Burrow to get the stack with T. Higgins.
I like that.
All right. Then we got Tyler, who went with Metcalf as his wide receiver 2. Dylan, as we were just talking about, went with A.J. Dillon. And Dennis just made his pick.
Dylan got Dylan.
And Dennis went with Brandon
Name,
Cooks. But Joe is on the clock right now. And Joe, with you getting sniped with A.J. Dillon, are you looking at the likes of Antonio Gibson right here? Maybe Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, who gets 6 carries in the Hall of Fame game.
Or are you like me? Or
Don't
do you
worry
like
about it.
J.K.
He'll be fine.
This is why I like getting 2 running backs a little earlier, and I went against my normal route here and went a little more receiver heavy because I literally hate all of these running backs.
Take a tight end.
We
Joe.
do have 3 flex.
Yeah, there you go.
Just say screw it. Go get another receiver that I actually really like.
Go hero RB.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gibson a little bit. I know he can catch passes. He's always banged up though. So is Jacobs, Dobbins. We have no idea. Mitchell, we have no idea. Those are the 4. There's some receivers here that I really do like, and a guy who I think could actually just be
Please don't take him.
crazy good. And
If you take him, I'm going to get made fun of for my next pick.
I think
I hope.
What else is new?
I think I'm gonna have to do it. I think I'm going Allen Robinson.
That's great. No, I love it. I love it.
Oh, damn, yeah. All right. For every reason stated, that was my guy. Yeah, I think Allen Robinson's going to have an awesome year. If you can put up numbers with Blake Bortles and Nick Foles, and you're coming out of that offense, and I think he's going to have a really okay.
Hell, even Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, like the guy is talented, and I know it's camp, and they've been talking lots of good things about him already. So like, Cooks was like the one I was gonna flip flop with. Like, I don't know, Cooks is good, and I like him, but I mean, I'll take Robinson. It's like a coin flip for me between those two, honestly. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna love it when you're starting Ramondre. Well, probably not even Ramondre Stevenson. When you're starting Tyler Batty as your running back too.
Okay. It won't be that bad. But
oh, damn you, John! Damn you, John! Going with Michael Thomas. Good pick.
I just want to jump in right now, and I want to say that if Connor takes my guy again, I'm going to do things illegal to him in like 43 states.
Let's before we get to what you want to do illegally to John.
The fact that you
or
know
Connor.
it's illegal in
Oh, yay! All right.
Chris Godwin.
Just let's give while you decide who you want to pick.
I know
Let's give Drew a little time with his boy Jerry Jeudy, who he just picked.
Yeah, man. I mean, I also have some love for Sutton. I had him in that 2019, kind of semi-breakout year, and so I was looking at him. I just kind of want a piece of that Denver offense. I feel like Jerry Jeudy's a pretty fair price to pay at the 5.6. I mean, we know Russ can support, two solid fantasy wide receivers. I mean, he did it with Lockett, he did it with DK. So I feel that Jeudy, Tim Packer's gone, so those are clearly the 1-2. We'll see how they play out in terms of fantasy numbers, but Russ can support the output, I guess, from the receiver position. So I'll take my shot on Jeudy, who hasn't had a fair chance yet because his quarterback situation's been ass. I mean, if we're being honest.
Yep. Oh, it has been ass, just ass for Jerry Jeudy. But yeah, so Dave, Elijah Mitchell, what do we like about him this year as your RB1?
I mean, I like the fact that he's gonna probably be in a ridiculously run-heavy offense, as I think the unquestioned, running back one there. Obviously, I'm a little bit worried about, touchdowns and even receptions, but I mean, I've been somewhat intentionally been waiting on running back, and so for me to get Mitchell as my RB1, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, for as long as you waited, that's not a bad running back one.
He's no Saquon Barkley, but
Nobody's Saquon.
See,
Nobody's Saquon.
This is why I don't want to give screen time to Dave.
I think.
All right,
I mean, he might literally he's going to get more carries than Saquon is, but now what he does with them is another story necessarily. But,
how dare you?
I mean, I'm just being straight up honest. Like, that's not even giving you a hard time. Like, I literally would put money that says Mitchell gets more carries than Saquon does.
That's fair, but you know what? Mitchell is not involved in the passing game, as we've seen last year.
Nope.
That is the one downside in the PPR format. But as a workhorse getting the volume, I can't argue that with an RB1. But I got my guy to fall to me here. Two of them that I was debating, but
Adam
I'm taking
Thielen?
the one who I want. No, God, I hate you. No, I'm going to go here with, it's another one of those, kind of potential plays. And you know what, though? He's got college chemistry with this boy. Marquise Brown.
Nice.
Out of Arizona as my wide receiver.
I like
too.
it.
He's going to get the first.
Better than the Sutton pick, man.
You know what? Well, I wasn't getting Sutton with what Drew just said on this round back. So
True. All right, right on.
I'm glad I got him where I did. But Marquise Brown is my wide receiver too. He's going to get the first 6 weeks without DeAndre Hopkins. He's going to make enough of a chemistry build with Kyler that he's already had since college. I know it's been a couple years, but it can still happen. We saw it with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Granted, Jamar Chase is a different animal. I love it as my wide receiver too. I'm hoping I get one of my other guys that I was debating. I hope he falls to me, but I don't know. Kirksey and Richard. I'm hoping they don't snipe me.
If you just tell us who it is, Mike, we'll make sure he makes it.
Yeah, I think you'll be
no
okay.
chance.
No
chance.
Can we talk about really quick why DeAndre Hopkins is still going as wide receiver 42 when he's missing 6 weeks? He's going ahead of guys like Treylon Burks, Robert Woods, Kadarius Toney, Chase Claypool, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Boyd, them guys.
This is just my opinion, and you guys may have a different opinion on that, but I think it's because we have a set timetable. We know it is 6 weeks. It's not an injury. It's not going to be nagging when he comes back. It's just a set 6 weeks, and he's going to be inputted right back into the lineup with the same volume output he had his last year. Might be a little bit different with Marquise there, but it's not like Chris Godwin, where we're wondering, is he going to play week 1? Should they play him week 1 even? But I think that's maybe why he's going a little bit higher, just because he doesn't have an injury. It's just a suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Ike, you got any thoughts on that or no?
Richard.
I don't agree with the Chris Godwin statement.
You think he's going to play week 1?
I do. I really do, actually.
All right. So when everybody else is practicing on 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, Chris Godwin is catching passes from a trainer all by himself, not even with a quarterback on him.
Michael Thomas was literally doing that just a week ago. So why can't Godwin be doing that in a week?
Because Michael Thomas is now in practice doing the 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s.
Chris Godwin give him a week. Why can't Godwin do that in a week then?
Because Chris Godwin's injury was late in the season.
It looks like he's doing fine though.
Yeah, by himself with a trainer throwing him the ball.
I love it when they argue with each other.
Oh, God damn it, Richard. Darnell Mooney got picked right after me. Great pick. That guy could be the number one wide receiver in the offense.
Like the Darnell Mooney and Rashad Bateman picks right there.
But I know he sucks.
Dave, let me come back to you because this is kind of a burning question. We got this last week. How hot, you being a resident Lions fan, what can we expect from Amon-Ra St. Brown after what we saw from him late in the year last year?
A decline.
I
mean, I'm sure
it's probably a decline in volume.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, no shit, it's a decline in volume. I mean, the efficiency might be better, but to be quite fair, I mean, I don't think this is me, drinking the Kool-Aid here, but I think that
you've been watching too much previews for Hard Knocks, Dave.
Fun fact: Hard Knocks is on DVR because it started 17 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. You guys draft slow as shit.
We're going right up against Hard Knocks.
Yeah, but I honestly think that there's a lot of weapons in that Lions offense. Now, whether Goff can unlock that or not, I don't know. We shall see. But I mean, I could easily argue that St. Brown could or even should be the third wide receiver on that team. He could even be the fourth target behind Hawkinson. So I'm not saying that's going to be the case.
Sure.
But I'm saying I could easily say that Shark is, a preferred option for me over St. Brown. When Jameson Williams is healthy, he's a preferred option. Hawkinson's a preferred option. Hell, I could even argue Swift is the preferred option, catching the ball. It's just there's just a lot of guys there, and I think that St. Brown is fine, but I think he's one of those guys who probably is a better real life player than a fantasy player.
I could agree with that.
Absolutely.
I could agree with that. Yep.
And while Dave was talking, I ended up going with Juju Smith-Schuster as my wide receiver 3. It was between him and Amari Cooper. I just wanted the upside.
Good choice.
I was going to leave Amari Cooper for Joe to contemplate again. We'll bring him back in here.
Never happening.
I was going to say, you got to say again.
I did it once. I'll never do it again. I took him in what league was that? Warrior Bowl.
Yeah, Warrior Bowl.
Wide receiver 35 or some nonsense, and I was like, all right, even I know when that's a value.
Dave, good pick.
I was going to say, Dave, you got to be pretty happy with your 2 running backs after waiting for the 4th round to pick your first one.
Yeah, I was going to be happy. I kind of was looking ahead, knowing what I was looking at there, and would have been relatively happy with either Mitchell or Dobbins making it to me. In a perfect world, they both get there to me, but I wasn't planning on that. I figured Mitchell would be gone, and I'd have to go with Dobbins and then figure out what the board looked like from there. But yeah, I'm thrilled to have 2 guys that could have fairly high volume for the majority of the season,
Yeah, that's a pretty phenomenal return for you there going.
Yeah, for waiting at that long.
Especially with a tight end, like the top tight end and arguably one of the top quarterbacks, along with 2 pretty phenomenal receivers. Yeah, you got guys that can easily finish running back 1 every week. They won't every week, but they can. they are that good. Not every running back's always. No running back's going to finish RB1 every single week.
Saquon might.
Outside of JT.
Thank you, Dave. I like that affirmation. Thank you.
A little
for a baseball guy, I know a little bit about football, I guess. I win
full disclosure, I am
thousands
drinking.
of dollars.
All right, Drew, you're on the clock here.
Hey, by the way, if anybody wants Dave's advice, to win thousands of dollars. Oh, damn it! That was actually my pick. I was like,
Yes.
there's no way he's falling back to me.
I'm gonna stop
Yes.
the
Almost
slide.
did. Damn it!
You took Robinson from
He
me,
got you
bro.
back. I was just gonna
Yeah,
say
you
he
took
got you
Robinson
back.
from me. Although I'd much rather have Robinson and Gibson. I'll trade him to you. Straight up.
Damn it! I was like, all right.
Yep,
fine.
fix that cue,
I guess,
Joe.
I guess I'll get him. All right. Well, now I gotta think about this.
All right, cute. Yeah, I mean, are you gonna go with Josh Jacobs as your RB2? Clyde, Chase, Edmonds.
Shut up. Let me.
The value for Gibson at the 607 is nice. I wonder where
Yes,
phenomenal
I wonder
value.
where he would have went, guys, if JD McKissick never re-signed with
Quite a few rounds
Washington,
before.
and they drafted Brian Robinson. You know,
I'm more
Quite a
worried
few
about
earlier.
McKissick. Yeah, because the whole thing is last year Antonio Gibson managed to finish as an RB1 because of the PPR value added when McKissick went down for the injury. He just fit right into that pass catching role for him. But with them bringing
That's his
McKissick back,
thing.
exactly. Well, I understand that, but they
I
want to
don't
use
get
McKissick.
why.
you also got to remember he was hampered by a shin injury all last year too. I'm pretty
True.
sure there's like a hairline fracture in his shin or
Yeah.
something. So.
At least the whole second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, the live tilt, I love it.
I absolutely dread this.
Get Amari Cooper, come on.
No, good God. You are insane. Like I said, I've done it once, and only because it was like super crazy value, and like I'll never do it again.
Let's see.
I got
2,
one more thing to look at. Hang on.
8, 9, 10.
Yeah, it's a little early for that. I don't think I like that.
4, 6, 8, 30. You don't want Amari Cooper as your wide receiver 35 off the board?
I did it once. I'll never do it again. I have 4 receivers. Leave me alone.
That's fair. I think that is pretty
I don't
stupid value
hate
for Amari
reaching.
Cooper.
I feel like I'm reaching, but I'm not. Like, this isn't a reach. It is Jacobs.
Yeah.
Although Sleeper didn't think so. Screw you, Sleeper. No. I mean, I know the question marks are there, and obviously you've got the mad scientist now as the coach, so we'll see what happens. But I mean, as a running back too, like, you know, it is what it is. I'll plug and play some guys later on. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get somebody like, Melvin Gordon in there probably, if you're lucky.
Maybe.
If you're lucky. But so while we're letting Dennis pick here, I'm just kind of curious, and I want to pick Drew's brain a little bit on this one, only because we haven't heard much from Drew here, and you seem like a very bright and intelligent person, and I want to pick your brain on the Jets offense. So Connor went and took Breece Hall in the fourth round at the 405. I'm not exactly sure what running back that is, but with news of Mekhi Becton possibly being out for the whole season, are we a little like kind of tempering our expectations now with Breece Hall?
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to me is like I'm going to try to get guys on the best offenses available. It's like a no-brainer statement, and I'm not sold on Zach Wilson. All of his off-field activities aside, I don't think it's horrible value, but like I just don't know. I don't know if I trust him. I mean, there's a solid handcuff option there. We saw. I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden.
Michael Carter.
Mike Carter, yeah. So I mean, he might see some touches there. I mean, Carter was somewhat effective last year. I don't know. I'm going to kind of stay away from the Jets. I'm going to be honest. I don't really like the
Understandable.
quarterback. None of the wide receivers. Like I'm looking at the receivers I have on the board. I'm looking at some of the ones that are still available, and I'm like, I'd rather have Brandon Ayuk, who's down there close to around 100. I'd rather have Burks from Tennessee. Someone's got to catch passes in that offense than any of the guys from the Jets. That's just my take on it. I mean, hell, I'd rather have Hunter Renfrow, who at least is going to get looks in that offense. Not as much on Devontae's there, but solid quarterback play, proving that he can break the 1,000-yard barrier. I'm going to ride the safer picks than touch like the Jets offense.
That's fair. And I apologize. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus. I know that wasn't one of the questions we sent you.
Oh, dude, no, it's totally fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick your brain on that because I I am a little worried because Mekhi Becton's a big dude. He was brought in there for the run blocking, at least in my opinion. But yeah, that kind of puts a little. I mean, I'm bringing back Breece Hall just a little bit because of it. But
Well,
other than that,
and then the report today came out that Zach Wilson got sacked 8 times in practice today.
Jesus.
I mean, I'd rather have
Yes,
AJ Dillon and
Cooper.
Mitchell who went. Put it this way, I'd rather have Dillon,
Throw
Mitchell,
himself on the
Dobbins
grenade.
than Breece Hall, and they all went out.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
All
fair.
three of those guys I would take over him.
It's more of a safety. Yep,
Yeah.
I completely understand that. But yeah, Amari Cooper finally goes off the board with Dennis. I really wanted Joe to take him.
Nah, I was out. There's
Bad
no
blood
way.
with Amari, Joe? Been
was-
burned?
What? No.
You've been
it's
burned by
he's,
Amari?
one of the most inconsistent football players
Absolutely.
there is.
Yes,
Dude
he
will score
is.
40 points 3 times in a season and then score less than 11, 10 even like the rest of the year. And it's awful. And so he'll be a top 12, top 15 receiver, if not even a top 10 sometimes. And somebody's like, oh, Amari Cooper's awesome. He's a better football player than a fantasy player.
Yeah.
Like, he drives coverage his way, and I get it, and that's awesome. But for fantasy, when he doesn't score 3 touchdowns a game, he's not good. Like, period. So I don't want anything to do with him. And like I said, I took him in Warrior Bowl because it is best ball also.
Right.
So like, I don't have to worry about it as much. And he fell. So I feel like even in best ball, he should be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
In rankings because you get those boom weeks out of him, right? He will literally win you a week. But in regular formats, like he's almost a receiver where you're going like, do I start him this week? I don't even know. Like, but he's always going to be ranked high because he has that potential, but he feels like he just doesn't live up to that expectation as much as he should.
Great NFL receiver, not as great as a fantasy receiver.
Well, the problem too is you really want Jacoby Brissett throwing him the ball.
Well, that too. So I don't even know,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Right.
it's not going to be Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I mean, when I got him at like wide receiver 35 or whatever it was in Warrior Bowl, he was like my wide receiver like 4 or maybe even 5. Like it was.
That's what he would have been. Right here.
Oh.
Oh, Dylan.
It was early. I know. It's definitely early, man. But
That makes me feel better about who I want.
I honestly don't like a whole lot of players.
It's getting to that range where like
Yeah.
you just go after your dude. That's
Like the
fine.
wide receiver, I don't want Adam Thielen. We talked about Hopkins already. Don't love that. I have Kyle Pitts. I don't want to pair him with Drake London, just because that offense might be terrible with Mariota.
Yeah,
running
you don't want to have
them
too
there.
many shares of the same.
Or
Yeah.
you can
I
grab
feel it.
Mariota and blow us all away.
But the
Do you have
Jaguars.
any concern with him appearing to injure himself yesterday as he limped off the field?
Nah, he'll be okay.
Gotcha.
I'm an optimist. He'll be
Dr.
fine.
Dylan.
But they gave him stupid money. They're gonna use him. He's gonna be their slot receiver. I could just
They'll
see
figure it
him
out.
getting peppered with targets. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I like
At
it.
least
5th round
100
pick,
plus.
wide receiver 36. I know he's honestly going like wide receiver 40 something on Sleeper. So you did reach a little bit compared
Yeah.
to where we're drafting on, but it's your guy. You are taking the upside, and you got pretty solid floors with Justin Jefferson and Mike Evans.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Ike, finally back to you. I like the Renfro
we
pick,
got
man.
the Renfro pick and the Schultz pick. I was thinking about it.
I thought about it, but I'm like, nah, I want my 3rd wide receiver. But yeah, give us why are you going Dalton Schultz right there, Ike?
Last tight end I really want until Cole Kmet. So I figured why not? It's about where he probably should go, 5th round, 6th round.
You don't want to fight Dylan for him as his backup?
Fair enough. I don't mind TJ Hawkinson and Dallas Goedert though, but I feel like Dalton Schultz is
You
going to
guys
be
are
peppered with
killing me,
targets
man.
now that
Jesus.
what's his
Schultz-
name's out? James Washington.
Schultz, it hurts.
Yep.
All are killing me.
Tyler actually made this easier for me. I was debating between Hurts or go the stack with Brady and Evans, and with Hurts going ahead of me,
Yeah, go Brady.
and
Hell yeah.
and take Brady. Yeah.
Big Brady guy here.
And you got the stat
Yep.
too. Yep.
Big Brady.
Go
guy.
Brady, man.
Went to the same high school as Tom Brady. Proud fact.
That's awesome.
No
Oh
shit.
shit! Yeah, that's
So
pretty
cool.
sweet. That is
Yeah,
really
no,
cool.
we got-
That's just
good
a sweet flex right there.
He comes back all the time. You got Brady. We also got Bakhtari, who speedy recovery.
Oh hell yeah.
Seriously?
And Lynn Swan.
Oh
So-
wow.
Close to
Yeah,
us,
hell.
where me, Dylan, and LaPlante live, we had Melvin Gordon, Trey
Travis
Waynes,
Frederick.
and Travis Frederick.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Yeah, no, Brady's the man. He comes back, redid our football field, redid our track.
That's sweet.
That's so cool.
That is really
That
Yeah,
is
he's the
that
man.
is the coolest flex I've heard tonight.
For sure.
All right.
Like, oh yeah,
so
I went
we
to
get-
Brady's high school, no big deal.
Hey man,
That's
football's
awesome.
king.
It is. That is so cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of enamored by it. All right. So Dennis is on the clock here. All right. Sure, he's thinking about what he wants to do here. But Joe, what are you kind of thinking about now that you've gotten sniped with your Dalton Schultz and your Jalen Hurts pick? Because
Those were the two I was looking at. I'm like, there's no way both are gonna get sniped, but they did. Oh man. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna have to play best available now. Like those were kind of like positional tier type guys that I was thinking about. Like they were like they were the break on the tier.
before the next tier.
That's
Yep.
why I wanted them. Now it's just sort of like, let's just find the best available, and I'm trying to look through my board and figure it out. So I don't want to give anything away because
Yep.
pretty sure Dennis is listening. So I just
Did you have any interest in Brady right there?
I didn't. Not yet. Like once Hurts went, you got Brady, you got Stafford, you got Rodgers, you got there's a bunch of quarterbacks at that point where I'm kind of like, whatever. Like they're all mix and match. Hurts was a smidge ahead of all of them, and that's why I wanted him.
Just because the rushing floor, probably.
I liked Schultz just slightly more than all the rest of the tight ends because of the contract year, right? And then B, because there's a lot of vacated targets in that offense. And I hate using vacated targets as a thing, but like
CD can't get them all.
is legit for Schultz. Like Gallup's not gonna be ready to start the year. We know Cooper's
James
gone.
Washington's down.
Washington's hurt, so like everything is lining up for Schultz to just run away with a ton of targets here. So,
All right. Dennis with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as his RB2.
It's crazy to see how far CEH has fallen from where he is going, even last season, and then the year.
Dude, I
before
took
that.
him first round in a home league 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has fallen.
Worst decision of my life.
so this was sort of like I talked about the tiers, right, just a second ago, and so like this is one of those guys where it's sort of like he almost is the same tier as Schultz, but not quite, but he's close enough. And I'm going with your boy Dave in his Hawkinson. In a PPR league,
Right
I
on.
feel like he just gets a lot of targets, despite there's lots of weapons there, but he still saw tons of volume. I just don't really like anybody else on the board right now to like really make a splash somewhere else. So.
That's what I was feeling too, man. Right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's like I said, I really wanted Schultz or Hurts, and that burned me. But whatever. You do what you can.
And then Drew, you're back on the clock. You started with Delvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Antonio Gibson. What
I
position?
love that core.
What position are you targeting here?
I'm gonna have to go with kind of this little stack here, man. Broncos, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
So corny, but I love it.
He's corny. but-
Are you gonna Are you gonna arrive with your own jersey too on?
My girlfriend's from Seattle, and she's still not over him leaving. She's a big Seattle sports fan, like diehard, and so the Mariners and the Seahawks, man. And I can't even bring up. If I say the name Russell, I get the daggers across the room. Like, I want to hear it.
Maybe you were going to finish that with Okun.
Oh man, but no, I think he's got the weapons around him. There's enough playmakers where I think he's gonna, pick it back up and he's gonna be able to put numbers on the board. So with Tim and Judy, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's a really good stack. I think Jerry Judy is going to be your PPR. Underneath, he's going to be controlling all those short routes, and in PPR, getting your guy that's catching all of your yardage. With those, I love Russell Wilson this year. I have him ranked as a top 10 quarterback. I like your team so far, man. You got a really solid core with Cook, Jones, Pittman, Williams, Judy, and Gibson, and then to top it off with Russell Wilson.
I'm high on Pittman. I think Pittman, Matt Ryan's no world beater, but I think it's an improvement. And so, I mean, if he's giving you 1,000+ yards, 6 touchdowns, I think that can only go up with Matt Ryan. And there's not a lot of competition for targets. Jonathan Taylor does, but Pittman's the guy.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Ryan has supported. Granted, it is Julio Jones, but he supported Julio Jones as a wide receiver 1 without even throwing him touchdowns. So
that's true.
I think he can support Michael Pittman, especially with an offensive line. All right, so after Wilson, we had John come in and swoop Devontae Smith as his wide receiver 4. That's some good value right there. Connor came in with Rashard Penny as his running back 4. Damn, he's got a good, solid running back core with Henry Etienne, Breece Hall, and Rashard Penny. And then Dave sneaking in and getting Hopkins. What you think about that while I decide who I'm going to pick?
You asking me about Hopkins?
Yeah, I want to know what you think about Hopkins.
I didn't know if you were asking everybody else.
No, they didn't pick him.
No, I just meant anyways. So I kind of look at it like this, right? Like even in the NFL to some extent, like once you make the playoffs, then let's see what happens, right? And I feel like I've got a good enough base here that I can take the shot and be the guy who misses the first 6 weeks of D-Hop. And then if I, win, I get into the playoffs. Now I've got another guy who, again, could be the number 1 player in his position any given week. And so I, continue to have a team full of those high upside guys. So that was my thought process. I just feel like I can wait 6 weeks on him.
Absolutely. Especially, if with wide receiver being so deep, you can definitely find somebody to fit in for those first 6 weeks and then just slide Hopkins in right after. All right. Well, I'm at the point right now where I kind of want to go and get my RB3 just to play it safe with Barkley. But I also want to get a wide receiver 4 here. I think I'm going to stay strong and just stack up my wide receiving core a little bit more with it being 3 wide receivers we got to start and 3 flexes, full PPR. And I'm going to stick to what I want to do, and I'm going to reach for potential. And I'm getting my projected number 1 wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, Allen Lazard.
I love it.
Joe? Okay, I was just going to say, what do you got for me?
I love it, man. Dude, I feel like you and me are like one of the only ones who actually like Lazard. Like people,
I was considering him over Hopkins. To be honest with you, he was one of the guys that I was debating on. Do I want to play it a little safer with Lazard, or do I want to play it a little high upside with Hopkins? Even though Lazard could end up being a higher upside, anyways. But so no, I think that's.
I just don't really understand where the hate comes from for him. Like. People just don't want to believe that he's actually like solid. Like, look, he's not Devontae Adams, fine, but like, come on, the dude scores touchdowns. Rodgers believes in him, and that matters.
I'm sorry, Renee.
If we know anything with Rodgers, he has to trust you, and if he doesn't trust you, he's not throwing you the ball. He trusts Lazard.
Yes.
So like that's a big deal.
Talking him up in camp,
right?
I mean, you don't see that. You do. That's another thing about Romeo Dubes.
Like we've seen the play on the field.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh,
Zach Ertz there. Okay.
all right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's about right. I'd say tight end 8.
That's right and where you should go. Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like the tight ends have all gone really a lot faster than I thought they would. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But oh well.
All right, yeah. I know the one player I was contemplating between was Alan Lazard and Miles Sanders. So sucks. I'm not going to get Sanders.
I can't do Sanders anymore.
Yeah, you don't
I'll
want
take
two
Lazard
best
in that
running
situation.
backs.
I
you know?
can't.
Every time.
I cannot do Sanders anymore.
He said don't draft him.
Yeah, I was
Take
just
the man
gonna
at
say
his
that.
word.
Sure. Yep. I was just gonna say that.
He said
told
take me, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna question his integrity. I'm not calling him. I'll stay away. I like the Lazard pick though. I got a pretty decent Lazard exposure on all my underdog teams.
We doing that?
Yeah, I lowered it to 2 minutes.
Okay. Hopefully everybody listening.
Yeah, I posted
Yep.
it. I posted it everywhere.
We posted it in multiple places. So yeah, now we're done in 2 minutes. We got to move this along. We're only halfway, and it's been almost 2 hours. So we got to move it along.
Yeah, but just to recap, round 7, guys, we got Dalton Schultz at the 701, Jalen Hurts 702, Tom Brady 703, Clyde 704, Hawkinson 705. Russell Wilson 706, Devonta Smith 707,
There's
Rashad Penny 78, DeAndre Hopkins 79, Alan Lazard 710, Dak Prescott's 711, open all night, and then Miles Sanders rounded out the 7th round. And then
Dave, you got a fan.
A fan who doesn't know how to spell.
no longer a fan. God, jackass about it.
I like it.
Well,
That's
Plan,
funny.
you are back on the clock.
Oh man, and I was hoping Sanders would fall to me. Just
You
'cause I
might
can
want
get
to take
the value
running
right
back
there.
here, huh?
Should I though? I mean, I like the guys that
yeah,
could fall back to me.
Help you. That's Mark. I just.
I had a feeling that was Mark.
Yeah, he uses his wife's YouTube a lot. I figured out.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm contemplating. I got one running back here that's left as I got projected as the starter with Chase Edmonds. But then I got somebody like Drake London who's just going to see an insane amount of volume in Atlanta. No, granted, it's not going to be the
Is he,
greatest
though?
amount of volume. I mean, yeah, if you were on a team with Olamide Zacchaeus, Ryan Edwards, Drake London, Kyle Pitts.
Don't
who
you
throwing to?
dare talk bad about the zucchini.
And you forgot Audit Tate,
I had
man.
zucchini
Oh,
for,
Auden
for
Tate.
dinner. Pretty good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Take your
25
pick, dude.
seconds,
Let's
man.
move it
Yeah,
along.
25 seconds.
I know. I'm going Drake London. I want to bolster the wide receiving core a little bit
Interesting.
more.
Less with your jaws,
Interesting.
more with your paws.
I don't hate it. That's who I had right next.
Thank you, Joe.
Dave's back on the clock.
I was going Tony Pollard there. A little surprised that he was taken.
I'm not because it's Richard.
So I kind of hate like almost everyone at the top of this list. I am gonna play. I'm gonna play the talent game.
I like it. I contemplated him, Dave. That's
I'm
a good
gonna-
pick. It's good value.
I'm just gonna see what happens.
It's one of those picks like
I've said that before tonight.
it's not
I'm really-
sexy.
let's see what happens.
it's not sexy, but it's good depth. That's one of your guys you can plug in for DeAndre Hopkins while he's out those 6 weeks,
Yeah,
and it's just you're praying for a little bit more consistency, which isn't going to happen.
Every time. God.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
Come on, bruh.
That one
God
hurt.
damn.
That was my dude.
All right.
Shit, I took him before so many of those wide receivers.
Damn, Ayuk was. Yeah, that was definitely the guy I wanted.
Well, it's a shame, Mike. You don't get the chance.
There were signs of
No,
life
it
there,
is a
and I was
shame.
really hoping he was going to carry that over, and he's looked good in camp.
My only concern is last year we saw Brandon Ayuk get all this hype, or this negative hype, and then it turned out, and he turned to be a good value later in the season. Is it going to be reverse a little bit this year because he's getting the good hype?
I'm sorry. This is
I mean, it's going as wide
What is
receiver
Dave?
40
Oh,
right
Dave's
now
not
or
even
something.
here.
Right now, he's insane value.
It is good value.
I agree. For sure.
The starting lineup here.
Oh, it's me now, huh? I'm not ready.
I don't hate it, Drew. He's kind of the last remaining tight end that you could feel comfortable starting every single week.
Exactly. He locked in as the starter. You know, I don't need the most accurate quarterback if, you know, he's not challenging downfield as much. You know, I'll take all the over the middle stuff in the red zone, and
the red zone
it fills out the starting lineup. You know, it gives me a guy that I'm comfortable starting every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
kind of hating that I punted tight end so much this week. I mean, so much this draft. But you know what? I'm not gonna reach.
You know who's sitting there for you, man.
I know
who's sitting there for you.
I don't got to worry about Ike taking them or you.
I want to ask you guys if you had to predict who I was going to take. Who do you guys think? Ike.
Let's look here. Best available. There's not really many good quarterbacks you want to go
left.
for.
Kareem Hunt. That's where I'm going.
Kareem
I
Hunt,
really
Damian.
I think it's Chase Edmonds. I do.
Chase Edmonds gone. That
No,
would
he
have
isn't.
been my pick, but no.
Chase Edmonds is not gone.
Chase Edmonds is there.
Chase Edmonds is
Chase
there.
Edmonds was drafted by
95.
Nobody.
He's 95.
Chase Edmonds is on the
no,
board.
it's not going to be him regardless, though. Sorry, I thought it was. Sorry, I just lied. It is not him.
Yes.
So Dave, who's my pick? I got 28 seconds.
You're asking me?
Yeah, who's my pick?
Devin
Who do you think I'm
Singletary.
going to take?
Oh, how the fuck do I know?
I'm trying to be
Is
fun here, but fine. Screw you guys.
That's right, man. Damn.
Damian Harris.
Damn. I
Okay.
didn't want to
Hey,
say
that's
his
right.
name because I wanted
That's
it.
right.
Why the hell did you ask me?
I said if you guys had to predict who I was going to take, who would you think?
Oh,
By the way,
apparently-
your
Nailed
friend
it.
David Liska here.
Just ragging on you.
That's for you, Dave.
I'm pretty sure that everyone here understands that I don't care. But,
I know.
You guys got to
That's
be.
cool.
You know it.
We just like to do it.
Beef.
Here.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter there, Mr. Liska, so I can
Hey, join the Discord so
keep
you
you
can yell
updated.
at him in there.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
join
be
the
in
Discord.
Yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah.
All right.
My steam still blows. Okay.
Hey, haters gonna hate. All right. So now with the pick speeding up here a little bit, I'm curious to see what Dennis does. He is still looking for his RB3 besides behind Leonard Fournette and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would not be feeling too comfortable with CEH as my RB2.
No,
But-
yeah, don't love
No,
that.
I'm
whole
much
lot
happier
either.
with Jacobs and Harris. Or yeah, whatever.
So I'm if I had to take a pick here, I'm guessing Dennis is going the RB position, but I could be wrong.
Who do you guys have as your best RB available here? It's probably Edmonds, right?
That's funny. I was just going to look.
Yeah, for
Probably on Chase
PPRs,
Edmonds.
Edmonds, and
Oh,
you could. I mean, if you want to argue it, it's Patterson possibly. If you think
I was going to
that's,
maybe say Devin Singletary. But with James Cook there, it's
yeah,
kinda-
that's tough. And Hunt,
sketchy. Yeah.
those are all guys that are right there.
Dylan sweeps in after
Edmonds
Dennis.
just
They're all
yeah.
sort of interchangeable. Like it's just whoever you kind of.
I see why you asked that.
Yeah.
So
Edmonds isn't someone who I love. It's just he should catch some dump offs. He should see some
Hopefully.
decent volume
Yeah,
back
that's the
there.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved him a lot more in Arizona than I liked
I
him in
did
I
too.
Miami.
agree.
I did too. I mean, he's not only in that offense now with Hill and Waddle and a lackluster Tua. He's got a ton of running backs to compete
Yeah, he
with.
does.
You know, to where in Arizona it was, it was Hop and him and Connor. And that was pretty much it. Like,
Arguably a better offensive line, though.
Does it matter? Like
for a running back.
That's not what he's going to be used for.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't think that's what he's being used for exactly.
That's true.
Joe.
That is true. I will give you that. But I do see them using him as more of an outside zone scheme. He's not going to be in between the tackles. That's going to be your probably your
Sony Michel.
Sony Michel. Thank you for that. But I can see him and Mostert taking the outside zone runs, and I can't see Mostert staying healthy for a full season. So I like Chase Edmonds' value right there, especially as an RB3.
We got Tyler. He's got about 20 seconds left.
Hope he knows.
Man, I know. I was going to say I feel bad because he's got the no reception.
We announced it to everybody.
He's probably getting auto picked, my guy. Hopefully he doesn't.
I hope so. Please,
Oh,
please,
no.
fantasy gods.
Oh no!
You're gonna go Hunt, aren't you, Ike?
Come on.
Yes.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's a Q. That's a Q pick because I feel like a Kareem.
This
Hunt
one's
is
gonna
not-
be weird, probably to you guys, but my second pick's gonna be Ramondre Stevenson.
Woo.
I like what I've heard from Cam from him that he's
No,
actually
I like it.
starting to catch passes and all that.
Tyler, like, made that.
Any running back in this area, I feel like is all about the same. They're all have so many ugly spots.
Yeah.
I mean, you just get what you get and move on.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You ignore the stuff you hate, and
I'm surprised
attach
with the
to
Kenneth Walker one though. He's on auto, that's why.
No. Oh.
No, I feel like that's a Q pick though.
I think that's queued up.
No, it's on auto.
Yeah, because
It might not have been
Kareem
his,
Hunt's.
I think.
I thought Kareem Hunt was the.
Kenneth Walker is the number one over Kareem Hunt.
It was. Yeah.
So then once Kareem got picked, he was number one.
Somebody
Got
ping
it.
Tyler, see if he can get back on. Tell him it's 2 minutes.
I did ping
So
it
for
one time. I'll
me,
ping it again.
what am I doing here?
Dylan got Traylon.
Yeah, kind of just going back on what Drew was saying. Someone's got to catch the ball in Tennessee. I know Robert was there, but he's coming back from the ACL.
You're not worried about what they said about him playing with second and third
Burks's?
teams? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that, but I'm not too worried.
I'm not. I wouldn't be worried about it. Yeah.
They said the same thing about Jefferson. back
Yeah,
when he was
for
rookie,
sure.
and we saw how that played out.
And Jamar Chase couldn't even see the stripes or the ball with
Yeah.
the stripes. So
Yeah, I'm not. And like the asthma and stuff, I'm okay with it. He should see, 120.
Michael Plant, shut those dogs up.
No, I mean if Fantasy Six Pack has to deal with AJ's dogs, we're gonna have to deal with mine.
Mute yourself.
Hey,
How about I
Joe-
just mute you?
Well, speaking of AJ
We got
taking,
Singletary, Hunt, Pollard, Walker, Stevenson. I mean, you guys might want to laugh at me here, but I think I might do what you guys talked about earlier. But
Oh gosh, let me see. What do we got? Oh, it's Melvin, isn't it?
it might have been.
Oh,
It
I
might be. No,
I
I'm not
predict-
gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I am actually.
You actually muted me?
yes, I did.
What
You
is
can't
this?
do it to me. This is called producing powers.
Got a minute 20 left. I've got a couple thoughts here.
I do like Dennis going Singletary to back. He should probably be his RB2
I like
over
that too.
CEH, to be honest with you.
Going back
I
to
did
wide
see he
receiver
took
well.
Sky Moore before that. That
You
was
guys
really.
have any thoughts here? Some of you guys might not be thinking about.
There's a guy
There's
here that
Tony.
I like.
I don't want to say because I don't want to
Nope,
lose
not
out.
Tony.
Kirk Cousins.
No,
He won't make it to me. I'll be taking Cardarius.
I don't want to say it either. Because I
I already had my pick made, so.
I would go Cardarius, but
Is it Robert
Yeah.
Woods?
Boom, the winner, chicken dinner.
I'm sorry,
Hey.
Drew.
nice.
said
No,
he
it's
already
okay. I
made
wasn't
the
actually looking at Woods.
Okay.
So I just wasn't saying anything.
That
so
was
I-
100%
I'm
my
wondering.
pick.
Yep. I just didn't want to say it because I didn't know if Drew was interested in him, and I didn't want to be that guy.
100% my pick. Like, are you hearing good things? The knee looks good. He's gonna be the number one in that offense. And I mean, Tannehill
like
has
that
made receivers number ones before. Not that I expect Woods to be a number one, but he's been good. Like
He is.
DK, right? Like they've had very good receivers come out of that offense.
Nice, someone finally took.
So I like Robert Woods a lot there, and my 5th receiver, phenomenal value.
Hey, bud.
It's a safe pick. Nothing sexy about it.
You gotta go. Okay.
You think what you want? I think sexy as hell.
I like the value of Tony there, where he went with John. Man, it's
Dave. You are getting called out like a local. Who is this?
Yeah,
dude?
holy cow.
I do not know, and I do not.
He's beefing with you big time, man.
That's okay. He just wants to touch a trophy after I win it.
Are you Paulo Blanco and is he DeJounte Murray? Do you guys got beef right now? Like in the Pro AM?
Oh, Banchero versus Murray. Oh, God.
I got beef with what was it, like Witt or whatever, who just took Tony.
Tony?
I thought I was
Yeah, right.
I was gonna reach for Tony, and he beat me to it.
What?
So
and he has
like
all
him
the
this year.
talent in the world, man, and he's so twitchy. I get it, his quarterback sucks, but he's just a knucklehead. He seems like he's a knucklehead, man.
Dabble will figure it out,
Somebody
man.
tell me why we like Tony, but we hate Saquon. We hate all the other receivers, but we like Tony. Like, yeah, we all want to shit on
Thank you, Joe.
Daniel Jones. Like, you can't like one guy if the quarterback absolutely blows.
really,
Like
because
that
I like
bad.
Tony.
I think it's just
It's more of a value thing, though. You know what I mean?
and just the flashes we saw from him last year when he was.
I mean, he
healthy
did
and-
have a
and he
23% target share.
Yeah, and when he was healthy, he was a stud. When he wasn't punching another person on another team, he was fine. When he wasn't in the doghouse, he was fine. I think he's just a knucklehead. But I think the talent's there. The issue is with them drafting Wan'Dale Robinson. I feel like they're almost the same person.
Wandale's
wrong?
actually
Am I
getting
wrong
a lot of good reviews. Wandale's smaller.
I think Tony's more of a twitch, more electric. Wandale's good, but I think Tony's just faster. I think Tony's more of the lightning bolts.
Tony can play outside, and I don't think
Yeah,
Wandale can.
he's kind of just a slot prototype and stuff. But
Hey, by the way, anybody
Thank
remember
you.
when before the show, AJ said that he had to draft
I was gonna bring this
Boyd
up
in
to
the
you
7th
earlier.
round, and
In
it is now
Razzball.
the end of the 9th round, and we have yet to draft Tyler Boyd.
He got him in the 7th round.
round because I'm calling you out live. On
So he got him where people got DeAndre Hopkins, Lazard. Oh boy! why would he do that?
exactly my point. And he tried to call me drunk before the show, and I was like, nope, not yet.
I just want to personally thank Joe for letting me have Melvin Gordon as my RB3.
Yeah, I don't hate that, man. I don't hate that.
I love that.
It
I
was-
love that.
I was just looking at my last pick, and I went with a wide receiver instead. But
I thought you maybe were going to take him, but when you took Garrett Wilson, my eyes lit up.
yeah, I was hoping maybe he would.
Hey,
fall
Plan, that might have been your
on
best
the
pick.
turnaround.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh shit!
I'm looking at your team, man. It is a little weird.
Whatever you want. Who? I know this is a home league, but who's got more championships?
You, pal.
Thank you.
But you're also on the worst trophy too, the same amount of time. So like, they kind of
Cool.
even out.
Bigger go home.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ain't first, you last.
All right. So we got Alexander Madison going after my Melvin Gordon pick. I'm sure Richard was going to go Melvin Gordon if I didn't take him with that Madison pick. But then we got Russell Gage by Ryan. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna tell you to go through the whole 8th round. We haven't recapped
Okay.
the 8th round.
Yep. Let's go through that whole 8th round. And we had
Interesting.
Well, actually-
last pick. I want to talk about that one when we get there.
that Russell Gage. Yeah, we're going to go through the 8th and the
Yeah.
9th real quick here.
That
So
is weird.
Zach Ertz was the 8th. Tony Pollard with the second pick of the 8th. Drake London was 803. Tyler Lockett 804. Trey Lance 805. Brandon Ayuk 806. Dallas Goddard 807. Damian Harris 808. Sky Moore 809. Chase Edmonds 810. Cordell Patterson at the 8-11. Ike with Kareem Hunt at the 8-12, even though he wants out of Cleveland. Ramondre Stevenson at the 9-1. Ken Walker at 2. Treylon Burks at the 9-03. Devin Singletary at the 9-04. Robert Woods at the 9-05. Chris Olave 9-6. Kadarius Toney 9-7. James Cook at the 9-8. Garrett Wilson at the 9-9. Melvin Gordon at the 9-10. Alexander Madison at the 9-11. And Russell Gage to follow up the 9th round.
I like the James Cook pick.
Yeah, that's good. That's good late round, good middle round value for a guy that could lead the backfield in catches for the Bills.
I wish
Probably
I
will.
were around to jump on and talk about his Gage pick and even his Valdez-Scantling pick, because those seem like massive reaches.
Interesting.
And I get like the ceiling for both of those guys. But with Godwin coming back and then they signed Julio, like, Gage is out for me except for like one of the last rounds. Valdez-Scantling, brick hands, and also
still dropping balls
in an offense where like he's not, to me, like he's not really any better than anybody else there.
His job's not safe.
Sky Moore is there. I can't think of who else.
McCall.
They just have Nicole Hardman. They just have a bunch of guys who are like, they're all kind of the same as him, and so like to go this early on those guys, like that's a little shocking. So I kind of wish Ryan could come on and explain himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
I was going to ask you, what are you thinking here after you started with Najee Harris, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, Cortland Sutton, Marquise Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Allen Lazard, Drake London, Melvin Gordon?
I kind of want to go the tight end route because I have a feeling that these guys aren't going to make it back to me.
The most, man?
Right. No, I think I'm going to take the breakout here and go Cole Kmet, guys.
I've officially talked him into it.
Yeah, you have.
I love the volume there. Dylan brought up a good stat. I know he got it from somebody else. I can't remember exactly who he got it from.
Andrew Cooper from Fantasy Alarm.
Thank you. He is the last tight end in how many years to have as many targets and catches as he has and not to record a touchdown. I think the regression is going to trend positively towards him scoring a touch. Probably 3 to 4 touchdowns. It's not going to be great, but that 3 to 4 touchdowns can bump him into the top 10 with that volume.
Yeah, and then 5 out of the top 6 receivers, or 5 out of the top 6 tight ends last year saw over 100 targets, and Cole Kmet saw 93 and finished as like tight end 18 or something wild like that because
20 something
he
actually
didn't catch the touchdowns. So
I'm betting on the volume.
And
because I waited so long.
The number 2 pass catcher in the offense. I know the offense probably isn't going to be great, but it should be better. And like you said, the touchdown upside has to be there.
I wouldn't say there's touchdown upside, but definitely positive regression for him. Because I don't know if this offense is going to be too great.
He literally caught 0 last year. So there's
exactly. You can't get any worse.
Something coming. Yep.
But Dave, give us a little 30-second spiel about Dameon Pierce here as your RB3. I think that's a good pick.
Kind of comes back to the theme of my running backs. I'm looking for guys that I think have the potential to get a lot of volume. They all have a lot of risk involved there, but I think it's not going to be early in the season. But at some point, I don't know at what point in the season, but I think he'll end up being the guy who gets the majority of the carries in Houston. And I think that's a team who really does want to run the ball. So
100%.
I mean,
Lovie Smith. Yep.
Yeah, I could see him getting 15, 20 carries a game. I don't know, at some point, towards the middle or end of the season there.
Yep, that's good analysis. I like that. He could be one of those running back darlings we love in the second half of the year, kind of like a Rashard Penny was last year. After Dameon Pierce went Jacoby. That's fair. Jacoby Myers went after him. And then we had Tyler Algier, and then Drew followed it up with Tyler Boyd. I love that pick as your wide receiver 5. Was that an easy one for you, Drew?
Yeah, that was super easy. I went with the unproven rookie. I like Olave. He's got the speed. Jameis likes to, no risk it, no biscuit with that guy. So I'm hoping that, they can have that connection. But Boyd, at this point, I feel like I can pencil in for 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. And if something happens to T or to Jamar, which, I've got shares with them in other places, so I'm not praying for that. I think he vaults up. We've seen him break the 1,000-yard barrier. So I think he's a safe pick, not the highest upside, but if I'm going to start him as my last flex play, I think I could do worse.
He has an argument for being one of those rare wide receiver handcuffs that you see.
Right.
All right, Joe, you're on the clock. You got 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm debating here.
Joe started with
running backs
Eckler.
have gone a little faster here lately than I thought they would, so I'm having to kind of go after one here, and I'm gonna go Nyheim Hines, a little pass catcher.
Ooh, nice.
Play it safe. I've heard good things out of camp that he's getting a little more involved with the passing game again. And Matt Ryan, look, he likes to check down to his running backs.
Yeah, he does.
He's had some really top-notch pass-catching running backs in his career here. So, yeah.
Yep, I remember when Tevin Coleman was his pass-catching running back, and we were all high on him.
Devonta Freeman, dude.
Yep.
Devonta Freeman was stellar as a pass catcher for them. So,
yep, as your RB4, that's not bad.
again, I mean, like waiting another. I waited 4 rounds for my second running back. Like I'm gonna have to take some chances here. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay.
All right, here, Dylan, you got your pick coming up here after Dennis. What are you thinking here?
Rondell Moore. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
He's just saying it.
Yeah, as my final flex spot. Hopefully.
Should I type it in the chat for
just get a piece of that Cardinals offense. Yeah, pretty solid offense. Good quarterback play.
Good things out of camp.
I know he's kind of just a gadget guy, but he might get balls out of the backfield. He's gonna catch some bubble screens, maybe a deep ball here and there. So, yeah, hopefully Dennis doesn't snipe me here, or that spiel was for nothing.
No, that was still a good spiel.
Great analysis.
Just not your guy, maybe. All right, here.
Yikes.
I know.
Let's go, buddy. There we go.
Oh.
Christian Watson.
He wanted higher upside.
Whoa. Damn, we just flew.
Whoa.
Dawson Knox.
I don't know if
for Ty Mulligan. Okay. I mean, hey,
I tried
3 flex. I mean, I don't hate it because you never know.
LaPlante, let me ask you this: being the resident Packer fan, and maybe you've heard some stuff from the beat, but Christian Watson, I know he's missing time in training camp right now. He's injured, and like we kind of alluded earlier, that Rodgers needs to be able to trust you to want to target you in a game. What are you thinking with Watson here?
Man, I like it. If you're gonna go for the number 2, number 3 wide receiver, after Lazard, it's Watson or Sammy Watkins. But I mean, we've been through the Sammy Watkins show before, so it almost feels like Watson's safer. But you are correct. We need a trust level here with Aaron Rodgers, and he is kind of gonna have to play catch up now that he doesn't have the training camp to get that to earn that trust with him. But as we look in Green Bay, there are not many passing options.
Fuck, this is gonna be risky.
Green Bay traded up to get him, so I see a future where he is involved in the offense, but I just can't see it early.
Tight end, double quarterback. Wow.
Yeah, I've dang it.
He's on autoed for sure.
I think that's the reason why.
I don't think he is.
I pinged him.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, maybe he is. That sucks.
All right. Well, after that pick, because we had Ike finish up the 12th round with Kenneth Gainwell, and then he went with George Pickens. Oh, that's my bad. I can't count.
Nope, you're good.
I can do math, but I can't count. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
And then
how about the schoolyard?
Dylan went Devontae Parker. All right, Dylan. I know you were high on Devontae Parker in Miami. What's your thoughts on him in New England, real quick?
I just he's
do it.
he's probably the top target in
Last
the
quarterback
offense.
taken.
I like that, Joe. You know,
That is a good.
Parker's probably the most talented receiver, I'd like to think, in that wide receiver room. Just so we've seen him be a red zone target, so maybe he's that with Mac Jones.
Gotcha. Yep. No, and Joe coming in after Julio Jones with his QB1, Matthew Stafford. It's just a shame you don't have Cooper Kupp with him.
Just go ahead and ask him.
I've had Allen Robinson.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of stacks in this draft, guys.
I know. I feel left out. I don't have one.
You guys are a bunch of copycat motherfuckers.
Dave's got Mahomes and Kelsey. Richard's got Dak and CeeDee Lamb. I got Mike Evans and Tom Brady. Quite a few.
Yep, and then we got Jerry Jeudy with Russell Wilson for Drew, and then Drew just ended up taking Darrell Henderson with his 11th round pick as your RB4. What you thinking right there, Drew?
Yeah, I needed to address running back. Like, it's been a while. I love the value that I got for Gibson. I just don't, I really wasn't feeling any of these other backs. Like I said, I'm not really into the Jets offense. I don't know what Robin's is gonna look like off that injury. Spiller's playing behind Eckler, so I can't imagine him taking too many touches away unless he gets hurt. I mean, Henderson's supposedly the backup. I'm not a Cam Akers guy at all. I'm pretty out on him. So I feel like Henderson's still going to get some work. I mean, in 2020, he was pretty solid. I mean, he had like 140 attempts, I think, and that was with Akers, healthy. So I think he's still going to be used. I know he's getting some first-team reps, so he's going to get some touches, and that's good enough for me at my 4th RB.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And there's been talk out of camp that, that there might be two guys, Henderson and Akers. They might be rolling with a little bit more of a committee. I don't know I don't know if I believe him, because everything that he's shown is kind of, they like to lean on the one guy,
right?
But
I saw that
at this point, I dig it.
Yeah, no, at this point, it's good value. I saw the same thing you saw about the camp with Sean McVay saying that we have 2 RBs we can start.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a cool advice.
That was funny. I did see also that somebody did ask the beat reporter that posted that, saying, with that news, who's the one taking the first leads? And it is Cam Akers, but at the same time, guy's coming off an Achilles injury, guys.
Right, for sure. And we're in the 11th round.
Yep. All right. Then we had Pat Fryermuth coming after Drew. Then we had
DJ
the
Chark.
Muth. Yep, DJ Chark. I'm hearing great things out of camp for him. So getting him in the 11th round, and getting him 6 rounds after Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we had Dave talking earlier that he might prefer DJ Chark over.
That was my pick.
Right, so. Damn, got
live snipe.
Yeah, that was where I was looking. I tell you what, I'm gonna go with a guy here who I was actually thinking about with my last pick, and I went with the guy who I thought was more likely not to be around. So I'm gonna take a shot here.
Isaiah Spiller.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a shot here.
Oh, I can see that.
Got handcuff upside, and Austin Eckler's dealt with injuries before. The Chargers have been trying to find a 1B to go along with Eckler to try to ease him off the workload. So maybe Spiller is that guy.
They don't want Eckler taking the full workload.
No, and I mean, from playing, so much DFS last year, every time I played Eckler and I would be watching him on Red Zone, I was always amazed at how few touches he actually got, especially around the goal line. So it's more of a pick for, Eckler missing a game. Of course, it's hard to pick and choose when Spiller's going to, get in the end zone and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like if something were to happen to Eckler, I might have just, snagged a top 10 running back. I mean, I'm not hoping for injury or anything, but at this point, I feel like there's some serious upside there.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
I don't know if I want to play the game here.
You said that Eckler lacked touches inside the red zone. He was second in the league last year in touches inside the red zone.
Behind Jonathan Taylor.
Rushing attempts was 49, and then targets was number 3 with 16.
If you would have listened to the whole comment, Joseph, I said every time I watched Red Zone, That motherfucker wasn't in there.
I just heard red zone and Eckler and lack of touches, and so sorry.
You got 25 seconds, LaPlante.
Yep, I know. I was debating on who I wanted.
But no, it's more of a.
I hope you get
Eckler
autoed.
gets hurt kind of a pick there, Joe.
If I get auto, that's my
I was
fault.
kind of hoping Spiller would come back to me, so I'm kind of mad at you for that.
Okay.
I really am, because I do know Eckler is injury prone, to a degree. But yeah,
I ended up going with Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, talk me through your thoughts on this. I just don't see a ton of upside from
don't
Landry in this offense. So I'm kind of curious what your
Same.
thoughts here.
You're right. There is not much upside. It's more of a safety floor pick. But as you can tell with my other wide receivers, I was chasing the ceiling with Cortland Sutton, Marquise Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Allen Lazard,
You're not wrong there. Yeah, for sure.
and Drake London. So I was looking for a little bit more stability here with more of a floor pick. And, I mean, look at it. If you guys want to make fun of Michael Thomas being injury prone or whatnot, if he goes down, it's Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry.
so it's funny.
Thanks,
So
Mara.
in my Scott Fishbowl 10 spot draft DM group on Twitter, somebody was asking questions about their best ball, and they were like, "Oh, should I take a couple of guys?" And one of them was Landry. We all went back. A bunch of people were just like, "Oh, draft Landry. It's a safe floor." Blah blah blah. I'm like, that's not what you want for best ball. And so
That's true.
finally, somebody goes, this one dude, Len New York, at Lenny Longshoes, hilarious, by the way. He goes, "Let me explain something to you. These guys who are saying draft Landry wear their shirts tucked in. They mean well, but they don't understand the format because they want to be right as much as possible. 8 times out of 10, Landry will finish with more points than Collins and Palmer, but his points might not even enter your lineups. Bingo.
Very true.
That's
Yep.
the problem. So in this format, you might start him because whatever, he's your 5th receiver or whatever the hell it is he is now, and
Yep, 6th.
whatever it is, yeah, 6th. And so, you might start him because you're going to start him. But in a best ball, Landry's horrible. Davis Pang and Preston Williams, who write for us and do all of our best. Preston Williams. What the hell I get?
I was gonna say we got the Dolphins receiver.
Sorry, they right. That's why I went
Big
there.
catch right there.
They are phenomenal, and they have taught me, not that I'm good at best ball. I don't draft very many best ball leagues, but they draft hundreds of best ball leagues. I think Davis is over 500. They know these things, and so one of the things that Davis and Preston both preach, right, especially in best ball, is do not go after these safe floor guys who will very likely be very, 0-point guys for you. And good, they're going to score points for you, but what they mean by 0 points is they will not enter your lineup.
Yep.
Ever. Because it's best ball. And so they become 0-point targets
Yep.
for you. And you're drafting Landry early enough to where he's worthless. Now in this format, okay, fine, I get it. But I still don't love it. I think there's other upside guys that you could have probably had, Mike, but it's cool. I get it.
No, my whole thing was I've been chasing upside at the wide receiver position already, so I was looking a little bit more for
Lazard and
security.
London, I like Juju with you, probably because you've been on the podcast with me a bunch,
Yep.
so you've listened to me. So I'm sorry if that's wrong. I like Lazard, same with me. Yeah, but
Man.
I hate Landry, so I'm surprised you did it.
It's honestly it's more of a depth pick, if anything. I probably could have waited on him, but I just wanted, more of a safety and security blanket, I guess. Because I am concerned. I mean, Marquise Brown, he gets injured a lot. Juju, he gets injured a lot. That's all. But right now, I'm actually surprised this guy fell to me, and I'm gonna snag him because I don't think he's gonna make it back. But after Landry went James Robinson, good pick by Richard. I wanted him. Michael Gallup, another good pick. Finish up the 11th round. Then we had Rashad White taken by Ryan Kirksey. And then Khalil Herbert by Richard. Again, good solid picks because I was going running back with this pick. But I want the number 2 behind Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this explosive offense, and I'm going to go Ronald Jones if I can find him.
I don't hate that at all, man. He might be the best running back in that backfield.
The reason I like him is I like the high upside because we've seen that Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Apparently, this Pacheco dude is good.
Yeah, but how often do we see 6th-round running backs make it in the NFL? That's my only issue. Yeah, it happens. Don't get me wrong, but it's not likely.
Damn it, Dave.
That's a good pick.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, man.
Jalen Tolbert at the 12-4. Dave, tell us why we love that pick.
Mike, you might have to move the screen down.
Michael Gallup. I don't trust Michael Gallup, and I think that, in that offense, I can see Dak, getting him the ball. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a trendy pick now, anyways.
Oh.
But I mean, I was looking at a wide receiver. I'm kind of looking. I mean, like I said before, I kind of feel like it's the same thing with my Spiller pick. I feel like my base is set, and now I'm looking for guys that either have high upside or have like really good, like kind of handcuff type potential that, could turn into a big thing at some point potentially.
Absolutely. I mean, there is a lot of potential for opportunity for Jalen Tolbert with Michael Gallup to start the season, not playing. So I do love the high upside pick there. After him, we had Albert. Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name.
Ogunbowale?
Akwegbunum.
So there was 2 different pronunciations.
Much closer, by the way.
Was it correct though? after him, we had Mike Gesicki, and then
it's actually how it's pronounced, by the way.
Oh wow!
All right, and then Drew followed it up with Mecole Hardman. I like the upside there, Drew.
Well, I know you, Joe, and I know you love the Mecole Hardman pick, man.
Come on, in the 12th round, getting a Chiefs receiver.
I'm chasing.
What if
he
turns out this year?
Exactly. I'm taking on the what if. He's the only returning receiver that's probably going to start. I believe that has some, connection with Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't work out and he just is usual Mecole Hardman, I get 600 yards, 500 yards out of him. Fine, but I'll chase the upside.
Absolutely. Yeah. MVS has proven that he can't stay healthy for a full season. So
I freaking hate this. Fine.
Yep. 15 seconds.
All right. Joe followed up with Michael Carter. Did you like that pick or did you hate that pick?
Move on.
Moving on.
I think that says it all.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like any of these guys at this point. It is.
I know that. I know your feeling and your take on Michael Carter because of the whole Breece Hall drafting. But in the 12th round, Michael Carter is a good value, especially if he gets at least 5 targets a game.
I think it's 5. Whoa, okay, so
targets, not just touches, just 5 targets because he's going to get some rushing.
That's solid. I mean, if he can give me 5 targets a game,
that'd be
plus,
sweet.
5 rushes a game, like
exactly.
I'll take it as like a at this point, like my 3rd flex. So
exactly,
I think horrible, that's good. And then obviously if Breece Hall, bombs out.
It's more the pass catching upside that I am a little bit on Michael Carter right now.
I still think Breece Hall is way better than people want to give him credit for, even his own team. Dotson was the other guy I was looking at. It was Dotson or Carter. So I was like,
yep. After Carter went Tyrion Davis-Price, the running back for the Niners.
I like that. I like that too.
And then Dylan snagged Jahan Dotson. All right, Dylan, tell us why Jahan Dotson is the guy behind Terry McLaurin this year, and it's not going to be, what the hell is his name? I can't even think of it
Wilson.
now.
Curtis Samuel.
No, Curtis Samuel. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Dotson. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about
why is it not going to be Curtis?
They used the 1st round pick on Dotson, man. I think that has a lot to do with it. The draft capital. He was a very good player at Penn State, kind of a deep threat.
So good.
Just kind of like Drew was saying, just chasing the upside there. And Kenny Galladay, Tyler's back. Kenny Galladay.
That's the one guy who I actually
KJ
was debating
Ike.
between
That's
Ron or
good.
Like that
Jones.
Osborne pick.
Yeah, man.
I like that Osborne pick.
I'm so pissed off at myself for not seeing Osborne down the queue. I have Jefferson, but
you're not gonna. No, you take Dotson over Osborne. Osborne is a third receiver on a very good
Dotson's
offense.
the
I get it, but Dotson's the number 2. Who? I'm with you, man. Like, look, there's 2 college teams that I watch a lot now, right? And it's Virginia Tech, obviously, and it's Penn State. My wife is a big Penn State fan.
Okay.
Lives in Pennsylvania. So we watched these games, and Dotson was always somebody who I was just like, holy crap, this guy catches everything that is thrown his way. It is amazing. His catch radius is amazing. Yeah, he might not make separation, but he's got great hands, great catch radius. Contested catches are his thing, man. And so, like, when you got Wentz throwing you the ball, you need somebody who can make these contested catches, and that's Dotson.
Yeah.
Dotson's gonna be awesome. Like, I said,
Carson Wentz does not throw his receivers open, so being able to catch contested passes.
I loved it, man. I really do like the pick. I thought there might have been other guys that the Commanders should have drafted over Dotson, but one of them was Mechie, and we know how that worked out already. So maybe they were right. So
good luck to Mechie too.
Huh?
Yep.
Good luck to Mechie in his recovery too.
Exactly. But Dotson. Dotson's gonna be a very good player.
Now,
I think
what I'm
we'll be talking
curious
him
about
in,
here,
round 5 next year. I'm not gonna lie, I really do.
Yeah, it's possible, absolutely. And another guy we could be talking about in round 5 next year is somebody who Ike picked, Jamison Williams, getting him in the 13th round.
Jerks.
I know he's not going to be starting the season here, Ike, but what's your outlook on Jamison Williams? And I know Dave Eddy's outlook on Jamison Williams, but I'm curious if an unbiased opinion.
Honestly, I like him more in Dynasty because I'm assuming the Lions are going to get a top 3 or 4 quarterback, but right now he's just one of the guys I got because he's a bench player. If he turns out to be good, I can stash him in there on a flex player or whatever, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much.
If the ACL injury wasn't there, he was probably the best receiver drafted, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, he would have went earlier.
Dude, he averaged like 18 yards a carry. Yeah, he averaged like 18 yards a reception in college. That's Jamar Chase numbers.
Yeah.
He's so good.
All right, and then after
and he's tied to Jared Goff right now, so
I don't know if that's something you want to be boasting about.
after
Jamison Williams was Marlon Mack. Then Dylan swooped in and took J.D. McKissick away from Joe. And I like
Tolbert got already drafted.
Yep, and I like this pick by Dennis. KJ Hamler in the 13th round, getting a piece of that Broncos offense.
Yep. With our accountant Tim Patrick going on, Hamler, I know he's coming back from an ACL himself, but he could kind of be the big play guy in that offense when he gets back on the field.
All right, Joe, it sounds like we got a live tilt here.
I'm not really totally sure where I want to go, but I think I might just go with my dude.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Michigan man.
Yeah, Dave likes that, I suppose.
I like it.
Tell me that he went to your high school too, Drew.
No, unfortunately
he was
not.
a valedictorian.
Unfortunately not. Tom Brady's actually a Bay Area guy. He's out here.
Round 6 players.
Okay.
Or
Unfortunately, he did not. Got a lot of baseball guys too. James Outman. If you guys are baseball guys, James
Where the
Outman
hell are you
actually
from?
graduated with me. That's my guy.
Baseball.
Yeah, where are you from, Drew?
Nobody likes baseball, Drew.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not a baseball guy.
He's joking.
I'm from the
because
Bay Area.
He's the Dynasty baseball guy. Where are you from?
I know you can't see it, but there's a lot of baseballs behind him.
No, I'm from
It's
the
a
Bay Area.
green
I'm
screen,
like
LaPlante.
15 minutes outside of San Francisco.
San Fran, okay. All right.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with This is all going to be on that speech that got posted on Twitter. It just got me fired up. I want him on my team.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. I fucking
nice.
love Jamal Williams.
That's a solid pick.
Not in
yeah.
fantasy, but in real life, man, that guy, man.
I love him. That speech
love
got me
Pulls
it.
fired
those
up. I'm just-
heartstrings.
Just
He
leave
is
him on
my
your
team
team. Hope he
motivational
pumped you
speaker.
guys up. I love it.
This is my motivational speaker. I don't want to start him. If I have to, I'm screwed. But you can get everybody
I
else
don't know.
fired up.
He
Swift,
had that
Swift,
phenomenal week 1.
yeah, and Swift has shown he can't take the full workload, at least not yet. So
Yeah.
Jamal Williams has a role in that offense.
No
and he is a
DeAndre
solid
Swift
handcuff.
slander.
That wasn't slander.
I had them both last year. I had Swift handcuffed to Williams, and it worked out well for me. So we'll give him another shot this year. See what he can do.
Absolutely, and that Hard Knock speech was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Yeah, I teared. I was like crying. I was like, dude, I'm ready.
I know. I was like,
I'm
I
like
felt bad.
6-1.
Let me play
I was-
football.
I was like, I love that the Packers have AJ Dillon now, but at the same time, like, man, we could use one of those guys.
You've got to listen to the whole speech.
Now
not
instead,
just
you
the
got
edited
Aaron on
version.
psychedelics.
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, won't be
Ayahuasca?
suspended.
How long?
He ain't pumping anybody up. He's gonna be like, "All right, cool, man. You did fine."
What a wild dude Aaron Rodgers is, man.
Don't you love yourself, dude?
He released his demons, man. You'll
I
get it
mean, with
next
what
time.
he
The
had to
Raw
go
was
through
okay.
in the
No.
with
no,
what
no,
he
no.
had to go through in the
I'm
NFC
sorry.
championships in the past, man, I'd be taking ayahuasca too.
Some of them are his fault, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
He had to
Some of them are
release his
fault. He
demons,
played
man.
like ass in some
You're
of those
telling
games.
me
did,
that
yeah.
that tight end that I shall not
That was
name,
one time.
who did
one
not
time
catch
out
the
of 5.
offside-
One time, get
the
over
onside kick. But after Jamal Williams, we had Mark Ingram go, and then we had this is a good pick. I like this Romeo Dubes by Connor. He's getting a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say talk about training camp hype.
it. Yeah, holy
Well,
shit.
Love it.
Here's something you don't see very often though is Aaron Rodgers giving wide receivers hype, especially rookie wide receivers hype in the training camp.
I think he might be on drugs. I don't know.
It's possible.
That's a pretty good assumption, Joe.
I know it's too easy.
That was a good one. I set you up for that one.
No
I got
wonder
a
why he
question for
likes
you.
Romeo
He totally
Dubes.
did.
I got a question for you, LaPlante.
What's up?
What's kind of been the theme of everyone's quarterback so far in this draft?
Stacks.
Stacks. And what do I have? I got Kelsey and Mahomes, right?
Derek Carr, buddy.
Booyah!
Nice.
I like it.
I like it as
I
your
like
QB2 for
that.
Devontae Adams.
If
As soon as I
don't-
saw Adams.
He'll
If I
never
don't take
start
a-
Carr over Mahomes though. Let's
And
be
week
real.
80 will. Week 80
problem,
will.
The problem I was looking at is this, Joe. I'd rather be at the front end of this QB run that's about to happen than
It
at
ain't
the
gonna
back
happen.
end of this QB. I was kind of looking to see.
It ain't gonna happen with 3 flex.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm concerned. I know who I want as my backup quarterback, but I don't want to. I'm more concerned about my wide receivers because I chase so much
We're better than
upside.
this. Don't take backup quarterbacks unless you take a Derek Carr as your number 1, right? That type of thing.
Or I can see
None
a
of
Trey
us-
Lance
none of us-
maybe.
I'm not taking my
okay, so
chances
Trey
here.
Lance, okay, maybe I get that one. Everybody else took fairly solid QB1s, and I don't see any reason to take a QB2. Whatever.
I ain't trying to get stuck. If something happens to Mahomes, I ain't trying to get stuck.
That's fair.
I hear you.
But you shouldn't get stuck because nobody should be taking QB2s at this point.
All right, I'm only going to make this pick because I've waited so long on tight end, and I don't want to be stuck here if Cole Kmet gets an injury.
Or he just sucks again.
That's true. We're going to go Hunter Henry. We got a guy with high upside, touchdown upside.
I was gonna say,
Granted,
touchdown upside. Go ahead.
Devontae Parker's probably going to eat into that a little bit, but we saw it. Hunter Henry can easily finish with 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns in any given week.
There's Richard.
You're telling me Jacoby Myers isn't getting into that?
Josh Palmer.
He's got
What
2
did I tell you?
touchdowns in his career.
I'll tell you, Richard's draft will look the weirdest at the end of the draft, but he will somehow dominate this league.
Oh man,
and this late with Josh Palmer most likely being the wide receiver 3 and a great offense.
He will be wide receiver 3.
Who goes on it on 4th downs, man?
He
That's
makes
a good
these
pick
picks,
there.
and you're like, what? Okay. And at the end of the day, you're going like, son of a. Okay.
where's this guy on the waiver wire? Fuck, Richard drafted him.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I will show you screenshots of my waiver wire every week in the other league that we have with him. And it was like, oh yeah, I want to go get. Damn it, Richard's already got him, or Kevin or Jonathan, who both right for the site. And so it's just like, oh my
Got to be on top of those waivers.
no, they draft him, which is insane.
I know that's the crazy thing is they're taking these shots on the in the last couple rounds,
It
which
works.
it does, and that's why you take those high upside picks in these later rounds. This is why we don't play with defenses and kickers, guys.
That's why I'm taking Nico Collins like a round and a half before he probably should go, because you all would get him if I didn't take him. So.
And then just to recap the 13th round, guys, Ike went at the 13:01, went Jameson Williams, Marlon Mack went after him, J.D. McKissick went, KJ Hamler, Nico Collins, Jamal Williams, Mark Ingram, Romeo Dubes, Derek Carr,
Go white.
Hunter Henry, Joshua Palmer, and then round 13 finished with David Njoku going. And then round 14 started with Alec Pierce, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and LaPlante. You are back on the clock.
And I'm going to get Darrell Williams as my RB5 out of Arizona. RB5. Another good handcuff to James Conner. All right. You want to talk about slander? No chance that he loses the spot to Eno. They brought in Damian Williams. They brought in Darrell Williams as the RB2.
Yeah,
James Conner has not finished a full season in his career. So,
till this year.
Either way. Okay, call your shot. I get it.
I'm just kidding. Just fucking.
I know. So after Darrell Williams, we had another good pick from Dave. I like it, especially late in the draft here. Gus Edwards, man. Give us your quick little lowdown on him.
I mean, it's as simple as I own J.K. Dobbins.
There you go.
Irv Smith went that late? What the fuck?
He's dealing with some injuries too. Like, yep.
I guess, yeah.
Already hurt. So that's kind of the problem.
That's fair.
All right. Yep. Irv Smith going after Gus Edwards. Then we had our QB2 taken by John with Kirk Cousins.
There he is.
I know your opinion on that.
That's okay.
But Dylan, were you looking?
I just don't understand the point. Like I don't know.
You would just rather wait
and
pick somebody up off the waiver wire.
It's a home league, and they always draft 2 QBs and stuff like that. Or if it's like a little bit deeper, fine. I get it, but when you've got a top-notch QB like that, like there's
Want a
really
piece
no
of that
reason
offense.
to do it.
I know, but that was my stack. I was hoping would fall to me. You suck.
Yeah, way to find him.
I like that.
That was gonna be my late round stack. I was hoping for. Oh, good pick, Isaiah McKenzie for Drew.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm
hearing a lot of good things out of him.
Yeah, you just want to give us a little lowdown, Drew, on Isaiah McKenzie?
Yeah, I've been hearing good things from camp. I know he's missed, I believe it's 2 practices now. It's like some undisclosed soreness, so it's nothing too concerning. It's him versus Crowder, and I feel that McKenzie is going to be a piece of that offense. I don't know. I'm not really in on the Jay Crowder thing. So, I mean, yeah, he's probably the wide receiver 3, but they have a good offense. And again, if Gabe Davis, something happens to Diggs, he probably moved up that chart.
Yep.
They've got a great offense up in Buffalo.
It's a small sample size, but Isaiah McKenzie, when Cole Beasley went out last year, killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, as the slot receiver. So I love that in the 14th round.
It's very similar to Kadarius Toney, where when he got the opportunity, he showed out and was absolutely fantastic. And
that's half of fantasy football right there: opportunity and talent.
Mm-hmm. He's quick, twitchy, get the ball in his hands, and he just goes.
Man, Joe, I love watching you just throwing darts at all these late round running backs. Raheem Mostert after Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie.
Did you make that name up?
That's the name of the game when you go late running.
I know.
I love it though.
Take
stabs at guys. You gotta throw darts.
Yep.
So-
Just quick thoughts. What do you think his role in this offense will be?
Right now, we don't know. There's too many healthy guys, so like
That's why I
we're
asked
waiting for
you.
a couple of injuries. But we've seen how good he is, right? I mean, and as much as I hate the early season depth charts, right? Miami doesn't have any like rookies, right? So Miami listed their early depth chart, and he was among the quote unquote starters.
Yeah, so running back
So
one
that
and running back
matters
two
at this
thing, I
point.
think.
That's a huge thing for him. So it's him and Edmonds as the first string players. So I think that bodes very well for Mostert's value. Had there been like a rookie who was, buried in the fourth running back or whatever crap that some of these other teams do, like Breece Hall.
Then Tyler
on
Algier
the
get
Jets,
put
like
way down there.
Algier,
Algier,
the
yep.
eighth running back or whatever nonsense.
It's Algier,
So
you said?
stupid.
Algier, yep.
Algier.
Okay.
It's so stupid, like what these teams do to the rookies on the first depth chart. Like, I get it, you earn your spot, but like, if you get drafted in the first 2 or 3 rounds over some
You're the
schmuck who
guy.
has never produced in the NFL like consistently, like you're probably the dude. Like, but I mean, I get it. Make them earn their stripes.
That's a good pick by
whatever.
Dennis.
My point is, like, Mostert is on a team with a bunch of veterans, and he is already listed as one of the starters. Yeah, I'm gonna take him all day at this point in the draft. So.
All right.
So after pick.
Yeah, Joe. Something going on with your mic right now.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. Hang on.
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that me? No,
No,
that's
we're
not
good
me.
now,
That's
I think.
Joe.
We're
I
okay
muted
right
you. I muted you, Joe, just for the time being. But after Raheem Mostert is Paris Campbell. Now we got Dylan on the clock here. I agree with you that this late in the draft, Paris Campbell is a good dart throw for that wide receiver 2. But you're not worried. I mean, just like Rashard Penny can't stay healthy since he's been drafted. Paris Campbell
True
can't
that.
stay healthy since he's been drafted. So that's my only concern with that. Dylan, good pick.
And he's got
Dylan,
quite a few guys behind him that could take a spot, like Alec Pearson, Doolin,
Yep.
Ashton Doolin, or whatever.
I'm not worried as much about Doolin, but Alec Pierce, I liked him coming out of Cincinnati. He is a good contested catch wide receiver. But Devin Duvernay by Dylan, good pick. Wide receiver 2 in that offense as of right now. After that, we had Chuba Hubbard go by Tyler, and then I went with Kenyon Drake to finish out the 14th round.
I'm sorry. I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on Devin Duvernay or James Prochet. I know we're kind of just trying to find a needle in a haystack here, but someone's got to catch passes besides Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews in that low volume offense, right? Or
Ike, I know you can't see this middle finger, but that's for taking Marvin Jones. I like Duvernay. I remember being on the podcast with Joe, and when Jeff was on, Jeff Lambert, he has been hearing good things about Prochet out of camp.
Yeah.
So the only question is he's going to be battling with Prochet. But if Duvernay can come out as the number 2, there is a role for him. It's just a matter of the volume in this offense. All right, Dylan. So after Marvin Jones, good pick, Ike, we went Wan'Dale Robinson, and then Dylan followed it up with Deontay Foreman. You don't think Chuba Hubbard's the number 2 there?
no, it's Foreman. I think we saw what we needed to. I think we saw what we needed to see from Chuba Hubbard last year. That wasn't good things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm rolling with Deontay Foreman, and we know McCaffrey. He struggles with injury, and at this point in the draft, just maybe at some point, Foreman could be a top 24 running back if McCaffrey happens to go down with injury.
Nope, there is high upside there, and the only thing is you're betting on an injury, which is never fun in fantasy football. But we do like to. We have seen how the running back is used in Carolina, and it is a focal point of that offense, even when Christian McCaffrey is out. So solid pick as what, your RB5?
Yeah, and I needed another running back because I waited a while, and my running back core is not great. To say the least, if I'm just being honest.
That's fair. All right, now Dennis is up right now. We're waiting on his pick right now. My guess is, if I had to say anything, he's only got 4 RBs right now. I'm guessing he's going to probably take another dart on an RB, and you probably sniped him, Dylan.
Yeah, I might have. And then just to recap the 14th round real quick, it went Alec Pierce, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Darrell Williams, Gus Edwards, Irv Smith, Kirk Cousins, Isaiah McKenzie, Raheem Mostert, Paris Campbell, Devin Duvernay, Chuba Hubbard, Kenyon Drake.
Oh, there we go.
There's Dennis right there with the James Prochet pick. It's really obviously it's a toss up.
Move the screen down, LaPlante.
No, I actually can't move it down any further. That's unfortunate. We're gonna have to go to
over
here.
I mean, that's
bring us to the top.
Right. Oh, I just take that off. I'll be the only one taking the camera hit. It's all right. I'm not that pretty.
It'll be good for viewership.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly. It's all right.
You did give yourself a fresh haircut tonight, though, man. I appreciate that, and I'm sure the viewers do as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they enjoy this bald head. All right, Joe's on the clock right now. What you thinking, Joe? Oh yeah, I should probably unmute you.
1, 2.
I just unmuted you. You're good.
I know. 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers.
You got 6 running backs.
Just
so you know. Yeah, you forgot Eckler.
Got about 40 seconds left.
It doesn't matter. Spiller's going to take all the carries anyways.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Take a quarterback, Joe, you son of a bitch.
He can't, Dave. Not after all the shit he talked.
Yeah, I know, right?
He goes with the homer pick, Brian Robinson.
Absolutely do not root for this team anymore. But okay, have fun. What I'm hoping for, again, well, not hoping, but what you're kind of expecting at this point with Brian Robinson is
goal line work.
Hurt, and he also gets goal line work, and so it was just going to end up working out for him.
I mean, goal line work only helps if a team is scoring points, Joe.
Good point.
Sure.
So Drew is on the clock.
Terry McLaurin?
That's different. That's fucking score.
Is it? Are you sure?
100% sure. Don't disrespect that man.
Terry McLaurin is going to get them down to the 5-yard line, and then Brian Robbins is going to punch it in. Bookmark that.
Drew followed up Brian Robinson with AJ Green. I like that pick. Now he's a little bit old. There might not be a whole lot of upside there.
Ton of targets,
but exactly, you're getting a guy who saw 80 targets last year in the 15th round.
I think
Drew,
it was more, but it was close. It was a lot.
Drew, tell us how much you love this pick.
I think once Hopkins comes back, I mean, I like it. Green.
Darth Vader in here.
So, you know what I mean? You've got Marquise, you've got Ertz is there, Hopkins is coming back, he's in a good offense. So, I like it.
Yeah, take that shot in the 15th round. After AJ Green went Zamir White. Oops, sorry. My bad, Drew. All right.
No, he's back out of nowhere.
But then we had Zamir White coming up with John after AJ Green. Then we had Ike's darling, Isaiah Pacheco, going to Connor in the 15th round. And then Dave getting the late round dart of Sammy Watkins. How do you feel about that?
Got to start him week 1.
Not good, Mike. I need I'm looking for a couple wide receivers here at the end, and I guess I'm I don't know. I'm just playing the game of who might be able to turn into something. I mean, I don't know. In a perfect world, I guess he turns into the wide receiver 2 with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I highly doubt it, but considering the options, I'll take my chance, I guess.
Understandable.
You can have.
I mean,
you know what I would say? Start in week 1.
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll start him in week 1, then I'll trade him for Saquon Barkley.
Right.
I'll still 0.
Oh man. No bueno.
Might be a first and last appearance for you on this podcast.
That was the whole plan.
Just kidding, man. I love you. That's hilarious. All right, so I'm up on the clock here, and I won't lie. If I didn't take Alan Lazard earlier, Sammy Watkins was definitely on my mind this late. All right, but it's a late round flyer, Joe. Come on. But with it being this late, I'm gonna take a flyer on a guy that. Oh no.
I was gonna say you gotta hurry up, man.
Make the pick, then announce it.
Auto picked on air.
I just got it. Thank God. I just got it. All right, this guy received 100+ targets 2 years ago. This guy, if you can get 100+ targets in the 15th round, steal.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he's just thinking about quitting football. That's all.
I would too when you got Baker and Sam Darnold throwing you the ball.
Why do you keep saying Baker's that bad enough to quit football? Jesus Christ. I'd quit if Drew Lock was my quarterback.
Like, to be fair, he did kind of kill Odell's. He kind of killed Odell's fantasy production when Baker was his.
That's fine. He made Jarvis Landry okay, though.
That's true. Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me. Although I feel a little skeptical of my pick after seeing Richard go Terrence Marshall afterwards.
I like it.
All right, so this is that round where I'm contemplating going a QB2, but I got Josh Allen, guys. If I'm going to get a QB2, I'm getting him off the waiver wire. And I'm going to take my last round pick that I've been taking in pretty much every draft. And he's going to help I just got to find him because he's so hard to find. Where are you? There you are. Jeff Wilson, listed as the RB2 for the San Francisco 49ers this year. Elijah Mitchell can't stay healthy, at least in his rookie year. If he can stay healthy, the job is all his. But if he can't, Jeff Wilson has proven that he can come in and take this job and get multiple touchdowns any given week.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it with it being.
It's fine.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great late round draft pick. Everyone looks for RBs late round. This guy, if Elijah Mitchell does get hurt, we do know Kyle Shanahan likes to mix in multiple running backs, so we know Jeff Wilson might possibly be a flex play this year if everything pans out. But Dave, you're on the clock now. What you thinking?
I mean, I guess we're late enough now. I can just tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I've been debating this whole time on this pick being either Van Jefferson or Odell Beckham. And I'm just kind of deciding, do I want the safer pick in Van Jefferson or do I want the higher potential upside of Odell, knowing that I've already got a guy in Hopkins that is out for a good chunk of the season.
Let me give you a little tidbit of advice. Don't ask Ike for help on this pick because he's going Odell.
Jesus.
Okay.
Odell's like 3 years ago, man.
That's where I was leaning. I figure, like I said, same theory as before. I just need to get into the playoffs, which I feel fairly comfortable with. And then if I do, if the stars fucking align, I've got a ridiculous, team in the playoffs.
No, and then after Odell Beckham, we get another free agent that gets taken off the board. Will Fuller by Connor. If he signs, man, I don't know where he's going to sign, but
Green
there's
Bay.
Plenty of teams. Yeah,
Hopefully
there's plenty
Green
of teams
Bay,
out there.
Probably should sign with Green Bay. I agree. Or the Bears.
Or Chicago.
Start him
Tampa Bay,
week 1
they
through
need a
4,
receiver
and then
bad.
bench
No,
him.
and that's the last thing we need is another guy who can get arrested.
Come on, man. He only had a drug problem. A P.
Oh, is that what it was?
And then after Will Fuller went Jamison Crowder, and now Drew's up with his last pick. Oh, I like this as your second tight end, Austin Hooper. You don't even need to explain yourself. Just give us some insight there.
You don't need to explain yourself, but give us
Yeah. That just makes sense here.
We talked a lot about like offenses. Guys have to have like the guy out wide, and so on the hill, throws a pretty decent amount of check. I think like almost a third or something like that. So I'm like, look, Hooper a couple years ago in Atlanta flamed out in Cleveland, but I think that's two kind of thing. So I think he's a good lay down flyer. 6 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. I'd be pretty happy with.
Absolutely, especially in the 6th round, you're getting a guy that could be the potential number 2 in this offense if Traylon Burks does not pan out. All right, Joe. What you thinking here with your last round pick? Are we gonna go another running back dart?
Carson Wentz.
So I know as much shit as I talked about not taking 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, don't you fucking do it!
So the problem is here's the thing. I have a top-notch quarterback. However, he is dealing with an injury, so I got to take it back up.
Oh, so the problem is you're just a lying fucking son of a bitch.
I said you do not take a second quarterback unless you have a risky first quarterback. And so you motherfuckers who took Mahomes and Carr
are going to dominate. I know.
Like, you never will start Carr over Mahomes. I don't care whatever week it is. Me, I might not have Stafford to start the fucking year. So I got to take a backup. I have to. So I took Lawrence.
Great job.
Yeah. Do you like Lawrence's upside as a QB1 this year?
I do. I've always thought Lawrence is very good. Again, watching the ACC football, Lawrence is the top-notch quarterback. I think, as much, all of us love ETN this year, right? Like, we all want to believe in this offense. The coaching staff last year was just abysmal, and
I think below that, honestly.
I mean, it was just it was a virus, man, for anybody who was on that team. And I just hope that these players who came in as rookies or even like young players can move on from the crap that they had to deal with in year one. I really do. So I've never liked Urban Meyer. Never. In anywhere he's been, Utah, Florida, Ohio State, I've never liked what he's done. And he totally shit on the entire Jacksonville Jaguars team. And, he
kicked the kicker.
Yeah, right? I mean, we saw what happened because of it. So, look, I knew I was getting shit on for this pick because of what I said earlier. But it was only because, I was talking about guys taking second quarterbacks when they took guys like Kyler Murray. Like, you're never starting Tua over Kyler Murray, right? You're not starting Justin Fields over Dak Prescott. And if you are, then you missed, and you just had to go deal with somebody else. That's the thing. So with me, I took Stafford, who I love, but he's dealing with that massive elbow injury, and if he doesn't, get through that and be able to work out, then I've got to go with a little bit higher of an upside backup. So I took my chances on Trevor Lawrence, and if not, I'd be stuck with Winston or Ryan or Mac Jones, who I might end up switching to at some point anyway, because Trevor Lawrence might suck. But I just had to take my chances. So.
For sure. Yeah, no, you're going to continue to get shit for it, but we understand it. Afterwards, Kendrick Bourne went after Trevor Lawrence for Dennis to finish out his draft. Then we had Dylan with Sony Michel. All right. We've discussed this, endlessly. You got Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Myles Gaskin. I mean, I get the pick, with the late, round dart. Are you worried at all? Just, he might even be cut.
Well, I have Edmonds as well. I've just figured one of those two got a hit. And Raheem Mostert will probably get injured by, the first few weeks. So, one of those two will come out of the backfield. as the lead.
Understandable.
I'd like to assume.
All right, and then after Sony Michel was Brian Edwards, and then Ike finished it out
Mr.
with Curtis
Irrelevant.
Samuel. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate as Mr. Irrelevant. Somebody who gets signed to a multiple-year contract and then gets injured multiple years. All right, guys, that was a fun-ass draft. I had a blast with you guys.
Hell yeah.
I just kind of want to, get your individual thoughts here. We'll start with Joe first, and then we'll go to Dylan, Ike, Dave, and then we'll finish off with Drew. But Joe, I mean, obviously, besides your own team, who do you kind of like here as kind of like a dark horse, to kind of take the league? Everyone else think about this question as well.
I haven't been able to look at the rosters too much. I mean, focusing on my own thing. Honestly, I kind of like D Breezy here, man. Cook and Jones, and then Pittman, Williams, and Judy can all be phenomenal. Gibson is an RB3. Wilson could be a top 10 quarterback. Goddard is really good. I mean, he's got some good depth. I like his team, and he's right behind me, so I'm kind of pissed I gave him some picks, apparently. So, definitely not pick Dave, so I'm just doing my
Understandable.
Mine's the obvious choice, so you can just skip over that.
All right, Dylan, who are you thinking here is going to come out on top?
I'm kind of looking at John Witt's team. It's pretty solid with him going with Jamar Chase at the 107, then Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, Herbert. I hate the Michael Thomas pick, but that is what it is. I've already babbled on and on this podcast about how I hate Michael Thomas, but Gabe Davis, the upside's there. Devonta Smith, Brandon Ayuk, Kadarius Toney. I love the upside of his team. I think it's very solid.
I like it. All right, Ike, are you ready to take your pick here besides your own team? Because I know you love it.
I'd probably say Joe's team. I like his team a lot, actually.
It's because he's got Eckler, isn't it?
Part of it.
The running back core on Joe's team is pretty Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson. It's got the mix of the boomer bust with Tyreek Hill there, but then the floor of Keenan Allen and Deontay Johnson with them
and
guys
seeing
160 targets. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
And Robert Woods was the floor because he's the wide receiver one. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's a solid floor there. Taking my chances at running back, but
yep.
Yeah, you are. You took your dart throws
at
that
work more often than not. So.
Yep. The only thing is with that strategy, you are hoping that those RBs hits, because if they don't, you're chasing that RB2 all year.
Well, Eckler's gonna hit as long as he stays healthy.
Yes.
It's just the Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris, are they going to get the touchdowns that they've seen in the past?
We'll find a waiver wire running back at some point.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you win a league,
baby.
All right, Dave, what are you thinking here? What team do you like the most besides your own?
I actually thinking the Witt's team as well. As I'm looking at things, I'm not a huge fan of the two running backs he took early, but I really like everything else he did. I like that he waited on tight end and got two guys that I actually like.
And Pat and Gesicki.
Yeah. Now, if something happens to Chubb or Akers, he's got very little behind it, but he's so good at, he's so good with Herbert, and he's so good at, wide receiver that I don't think that, you're not going to be perfect everywhere, obviously. So if your weakness is going to be your, two running backs in the first 3 rounds, I don't think that's too bad of a spot to be, quote unquote weak.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. If your weakness is your 2 running backs drafted in the first 3 rounds, I wouldn't consider that as much as a weakness as more of a positive.
Exactly.
Now, this one was a hard one for me because I think we all drafted pretty well. I know Joe would, think otherwise with the 2 QBs. But
okay.
I like the team here. And it actually is going to get a little shit, but I do like Dave's team here. I like Dave. I like that he waited on his RBs and he snagged Elijah Mitchell, J.K. Dobbins in the 5th and 6th round. Yeah, he got some high upside guys with Damian Pierce, Isaiah Spiller, and Gus Edwards. But all it takes is one injury to Marlon Mack, one injury to Austin Eckler, and we got 2 guys that can fit into those slots just as easily. Yes, he's got D-Hop, who's going to miss 6 games, but he's got somebody like Tyler Lockett, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Tolbert, even Sammy Watkins you could throw in there for the first couple weeks.
1 week.
I
give
him 2.
To say that. It's only 1 week. Week 1, get rid of him.
I like Dave's team here, and that's just because I think he drafted solely on value, and I think he got a lot of value in this draft.
Sure.
All right, Drew. Who do you think besides your own team here had the best draft? I know it's a hard question.
Hard. Well, cause I love that those 4 of them I wanted on my team. I just love it, and I think we all know what those guys can do, and we all so I think that front 5 is. But I also like the Divine Dobbins as your running backs, having waited and having Devon. I just feel there's a lot of right there with me. I think I just love those, and I'm a big Eckler guy. He could very easily in a great offense. 20 touchdowns probably. I think I'm gonna go to Joe's team.
Love it. You guys didn't have to suck up to me. I appreciate it. No, I'm kidding. But I know you didn't. I love it though. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say
that does mean I'm going to get last place. By the way.
Well, I was just going to say we brought Joe on to be the headliner, but it seems like people want to get some raises, Joe.
You know what? Sell more subscriptions, and you got to get some more raises.
We're trying. But
that's funny. All right, Dylan, if that completes it, I think you can take us out.
Yeah, but guys, speaking of those memberships, make sure you go over to fantasy6pack.net/plans and check out the all access plan that gives you access to the cheat sheet and projections, access to the award-winning rankings, the Discord, and direct access to all of us. It's a good time in that Discord. So,
but if you had a fun time with us tonight, guys, I can't even. You're gonna have a blast with us in the Discord.
Yep. And then before we close out, why don't we just have everyone plug some stuff that they got going on? Let's start with Drew. What do you got going on over at Fantasy Six Pack, man?
Yeah, guys. So I've been doing that. I played in a couple IDP leagues before. Time was rough, but I've gotten a little more comfortable with it. Shot some new content. I just pumped out a sleeper potential bust article, which was super fun to do. If you're jumping in 90 for the average fantasy fan, though, give it a read.
For sure. Yep, and you can follow Drew at the Drew Barton 15 on Twitter. Dave, you got anything to plug, man?
I tell you, I would just say find this David Liska guy and give him a follow because he's a ray of sunshine, and I think we all need a little bit more David
this
Liska
guy,
in our
man.
lives. Yeah, fucking love that guy. Oh man, that guy's badass.
By the way, I gotta share something before
entertainment
before we peace out. So before everybody else leaves, damn it, I have too many windows open and I can't find. There it is. There's StreamYard. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, can I end your screen share and share mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're gonna share
stop
mine
screen.
real
There
quick. Chrome tab. Let's just do this.
Come on, Joe. You know how to work this thing.
I know. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Not that one. There we go. This is the one I wanted to show. There we go. So.
Oh man!
This is
At
what
least I'm number
Fantasy
2.
Pros, by the way, says is the best teams.
Oh, mine's loading. I
drafted.
can't see it.
So right now we got me. You're
Hell
welcome.
yeah.
I know,
Number 2.
and a couple of us said John's team, and it's rated last.
I was kind of wondering about that one myself. I was like, really, guys? But okay. You guys do
At least I said the number 1 team.
Here's
The
thing.
question
biggest
question
thing
was
was
we
the
were supposed to pick
flexes,
teams
guys.
that
You
weren't our
guys-
own.
The biggest thing to me, is I didn't care enough about the quarterbacks. It was the flexes, and so I went hard after all the positionals.
Yep,
You know,
I
the
get
running
that.
backs and the receivers. That's why I did it. And then you guys left me with Stafford as QB12, so I was like, thank you. But no, I mean, this is a far cry from how this league is going to finish. I've been in many leagues. This is a fun way to look at it. But by the way, also, if you guys listening and watching want to get access to this, go onto our site as well. We've got links all over the place to get access to Fantasy Pros. These tools, they're fun. They also have these draft tools where you can the draft wizard where you can do this as well. So and follow along with your own draft to figure out who to pick. So it's fun, but I just thought I'd rub it in because I just looked it up and was like, yeah, I'm number 1. You're welcome, fellas. Dave, where are you?
I mean, at the end of the year, I'll be number 1. I don't give a shit about your stupid little graph that took you a half hour to find.
Okay. You're just jealous.
I am. I'm very jealous.
All right.
But yeah, guys.
Sorry to cut it off, but
No, yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, just before we cut it off, just if you could go subscribe and like the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel, we would appreciate that. And then you could follow Michael Plant on Twitter at @be_Mike with 2 eyes. You can follow Dave Eddy at Corporal Eddy. You can follow Joe Bond at F6P_Joe. You can follow myself at dclemens2222, and for Mike Bonney, you can follow him at Ike2121. You can find all our fantasy football content over at fantasy6pack.net. Guys, it was a blast tonight. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, it was.
And then the viewers, we'll talk to you next week. We'll be back with another episode. So until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks.